Oh shit, I am live. Hey, thank you. I mean, I was having some technical difficulties starting the live. Some technical difficulties. I ain't seen Ryan in ages. Why aren't you on Discord anymore? Um, I am. I'm just really inconsistent with it. My bad. Who wins, Dio with a 9 or Toru? You mean like Wonder Review? Wonder Review like for sure takes that. I'm hoping my audio's coming through. I'm hoping my audio's coming through. All right, it is. It's good. I can't tell if the game audio is coming through. Can y'all hear the game audio at all? What if I rat Jotaro to like 4D? Go for it, I guess. I don't know what that's doing. You don't hear the audio? Alright, hold on. You can hear it? More technical difficulties. Give me a break. Yeah, I can see what you're typing, my dude. Could I do Eyes of Heaven? I did do Eyes of Heaven. It's kind of a problem with PlayStation. It blocks a lot of scenes from the game. Oh, okay, it's just that the music was quiet. You just couldn't really hear it because the music was quiet. Is that it? For the Kira edit, you know what? You've been consistent. I'll give you that. You've been consistent on that. Yeah, Time Stop might be a counter to Wonder Review, but that doesn't mean it would win. Like, even if you want to say that, like, Dio ends up beating Toru, he still just loses to Wonder Review. Poochie versus Goku. Um, I plead the fifth. I don't know about all that. Do I scale Pokemon? I do not, but I've heard they have like complex multiversal characters. Like that one Pokemon was it Arceus? Listen, we don't talk about Goku versus Poochie, okay? That's a topic I don't want to get into. Mario to 6th. How? That's the real question. How? Outer Versal? Outer Versal on what? What's the basis for Outer Versal? 1 hour Poochie analysis. Yo, I promise it's gonna be there eventually. At some point, it's gonna happen. Oh, what was this one? I just saw a comment about Return to Zero, but I couldn't see it for some reason. Oh, I might have deleted it. Oh, does Return to Zero counter mind manipulation, soul corruption? No, it does not. If the ability like doesn't involve like a direct attack, like if they have to like, for instance, like if they have to touch Giorno in order to like activate their ability, then yeah, it could get reverted before they manage to like touch him. But base wise, no, it wouldn't be able to because it's not like a physical attack that GR can react to actually like revert before it hits. Goku probably outstats Poochie. I don't know. I don't know. There's a immeasurable speed or like infinite speed Goku arguments and stuff, and then of course like multiversal stuff and all that. I don't really buy into infinite speed Goku, but he does have an advantage. I won't say who wins though. We have some scans, but Arceus is basically the reality creator. Interesting. Oh yeah, Shigechi versus Valentine. It's coming soon. I promise. Shigechi versus Valentine. It's coming soon. Let's run some. It's been a while since I played this game. Why not? Why is Yuya in this game? He's not a physical fighter. Why is he in this game? To multiversal, I wouldn't personally scale Goku, Pucci to multiversal anymore. Maybe low multiversal, but that's a stretch. This one guy's been asking for Shigechi versus Valentine for like ages, so I'm gonna make it eventually. I will. Alright, is this on? Uni Plus? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that all he does. It's like Mortal Kombat, right? Shigechi versus Valentine confirmed. Yes, it's real. Yo, I'm getting cooked. Hold on. What do you know? The gun. The strongest thing in his inventory, the gun. Do I do non-canon scaling? I've done Dio over Heaven a lot, but the novels, for like most characters, I'm not as familiar with. But I know about like Beyond for novel Dio, and I know a decent scale for novel Cars. Which JoJo MC or antagonist can Maharaga beat? Most of them. JoJo characters just don't really have like a one-shot ability like that. Yo, I'm getting violated right now. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, he's spamming. Please. What was that? Not bad. Please. Please. Yo, I'm trash at this game. Good, now I gotta hop online too. This is gonna be tragic. Alright, hold on, wait. Let me get back to some of these questions real quick. Yeah, a little hard to focus on both. Let's see. Stone Ocean Jotaro versus Heaven Ascension Dio. I mean, yeah, Dio would win, but weirdly enough, you could argue that Stone Ocean Jotaro has like better like strength and speed and might have a chance to like land some hits in there, but he couldn't really win. Jotaro or Dio can beat Maharaga with. I mean, yeah, they have way better like speed, but and strength, but they don't really have one-shot abilities. Like they don't really have destructive. I mean, unless you want to say that like Jotaro punching a cave into the ground, he could like do that same punch to Maharaga and it would just obliterate him. Get back to Demon Slayer multiplayer, bro. That's a game I'll still play. I love Demon Slayer. I was low-key hoping for it to win the poll, but it didn't, so be it. Valentine versus Emporio. Emporio with Weather Report would win. If Ghost Gun did actual damage, it would low-key be a debate. What is Josuke doing? He's doing nothing. Thank you. Weaved by a normal human. That's peak Valentine speed. Valentine is your part 1 was canon. No, it really is. How do I do ult again? Oh. What is Steven Steele doing, bro? Not bad, not bad. It's weird, I will say. I was randomly looking at some Valentine stuff, and I did find a couple ways to upscale him, like, in Steel Ball Run specifically. There's a way, like, you can push him as, like, top 1 in Steel Ball Run, get above, like, Diego with the World and Diego with Scary Monsters. There's, like, a statement in a guidebook by Araki that is, like, the strongest enemy in Steel Ball Run. What are you taunting him? Wasn't there a way to taunt? His one and only win con. I swear, his one and only win con in 99% of stuff. I swear there was a way to taunt. The button? Oh, it was. Okay. Oh, my bad. Where do you skill JoJo Cosmology? Multiversal Plus. Forget exactly what tier that is, but Multiversal Plus, infinite number of universes as stated by Valentine. It's also stated in the JoJo Velar, if I remember it. So yeah, it's an infinite number of universes, so. Can Cars beat Gojo? Yeah, absolutely. I got Cars just like blitzing right past Infinity. I don't believe Infinity is like, I believe Infinity can just be blitzed because there's like a set speed it has to like, set and look through, my bad, to filter through things. Like it filters things by their mass, shape, and speed. And that speed isn't like instant. I'm gonna switch characters by the way, but the speed isn't instant. So it can be blitzed by somebody like way faster than his perception. I don't think Gojo's like anywhere near like Cars speed. Cars is like massively faster than light. How does Jotaro Sun Calcs to put him on State Island level are consistent and gonna die? Because Kashimo never fired an EM wave. Yeah, that's an extreme misconception. One, his EM waves are like stated to vaporize, and what we see the attack he uses, it pulverizes the ground, which just isn't what his EM waves do to begin with. So he didn't fire an EM wave at Sukuna to begin with. Like that's first thing first. Secondly, if it did pulverize the ground, I'm pretty sure that like implies it has mass, which would mean it doesn't have the same properties as like an actual EM wave, so it wouldn't be light speed. Plus, it's just inconsistent with like the peak of the verse being consistently like in Mach ranges. Like, you know, like Mach 3, like Machi's like Mach 3, you know, now he is scaling. And like Piercing Blood's consistently considered like one of the fastest attacks in the verse. And the whole thing is just very consistent with like Mach speeds. I don't really get any sub-relativistic reasoning there. And then Dabura just completely debunked any like FTL stuff. Oh, the GOAT. Alright, let's see. What else did I miss in these comments? You could you get to 5D via SBR, but nobody scales to it. I mean, I guess. I don't really care about dimensionality since I mainly do inverse scaling, but let's see. 98 stands surpass infinity. Any stand that's like faster than light does. Do you think Gojo can solo the Kinemon Yaiba Taverse? No, I don't. I'm a firm believer that like I personally scale like the high tiers in Demon Slayer to like town level to like town to large town level via like Gyutaro, and like his final attack, his neck is stronger than that attack, so like Tanjiro cutting it off scales him to like town to large town. I don't really see any reasoning. Like a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen calcs that are like super high in terms of like they'll be kind of ridiculously high. It'll be like mountain level, country level. Usually they're just like either completely garbage calcs or the feat is like inconsistent in itself. So I think Jujutsu Kaisen is like multi-city block to like small like town level, something like that. So basically, and then on top of that, Demon Slayer characters are like so much faster, like way faster. So I would just say that like Tanjiro or like higher tiers could like blitz Gojo, but that's just me. And I would say like most of them would beat him like low to mid diff. Anyways, mid part 3 Jotaro versus Diavolo. That's interesting. That is thank you Ultra by the way. That's interesting right there. mid part 3, like Jotaro's speed scaling was so wonky back then. I don't really know, because like he should be comparable. You'd assume he'd be comparable to like Silver Chariot with its armor off still. But I'm not really sure actually, because he should be comparable to like armor off Chariot still. And in that case, then you'd think that he'd still be above Diavolo in speed. So that's more comparable to me. Like they're way closer in that range. Like it'd probably be like a Jotaro like high diff. He has the durability to completely dust. He has the durability to like tank a punch from King Crimson, and he has the speed to like match him, and then like Star Platinum's passive protection. But I don't know if I'd say that Jotaro's a blitz above him like he is by the end of part 3. So it's closer. It's closer. I could probably go either way, but I lean towards Jotaro still. Where do you rank Maharaga, and who does he lose to in JoJo? He loses, I'd say he loses to Pucci, Wonderview, probably Bohemian Rhapsody to a degree, depending on what story he gets stuck in. Notorious, Cars, like a lot of people should like theoretically be able to absorb him. So like Pillarman could probably absorb him. Kind of hard. JoJo characters don't have a lot of one-shot abilities, you know what I mean? Like they have good attack potency, but not really the destructive capability to like completely one-shot someone, so it's a little weird with Maharaga. But like if we're talking like Sukuna or like Megami, like they get blitzed before they even had a chance to summon Maharaga, so. Where does who? Jotaro? If you're saying Jotaro, then I have him at like city to island level, and like MFTO, like Massively Fast and Light. What is your favorite and least favorite JoJo arc? By arc, do you mean part or like a literal arc? I'm not really good at distinguishing arcs within parts, but if you mean like just in general my favorite part, I'm doing a rewatch of JoJo right now. I just finished part 1 again. My favorite part, Stone Ocean. My least favorite part, part 1. But part 1's underrated. It's actually really good. I don't get why people will like say it's trash. It's not bad. Yo, Caesar's tough in this game. Alright, let me get back to some of these comments real quick though. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with all these, you know. Alright. Let's see. The Ninja Rats versus Valentine. I actually still don't know about that. The fact they just insist Maharaga can adapt to literally anything. He can't. He most definitely cannot. But it's just very difficult to assess like one-shot abilities. Considering he can't adapt to anything that's higher dimensionality, yeah. Diavolo Loki slams mid part 3 Jotaro. He can't do anything against Time Erasure. I mean, he has the passive protection from Star Platinum, but I don't know if he's like a blitz above Diavolo. People assume Maharaga equal elimination is wrong. Yeah. Part 4 Jotaro beats Diavolo. Absolutely. 100%. Instant blitz. Asking so many questions. You good. Can Demon Slayer beat Man of Steel Superman? I have no idea where that guy skills. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I know he could react to the Flash if I remember right. But, that's all I really remember. I'm not really sure where he scales. Does anyone have a scale for Superman from Man of Steel movie? I don't know where he scales. I'd say before Anubis fight, it's closer, but after it, I'm more lenient towards Jotaro, Blitz, and Diavolo. Yeah, that's valid. Rage Jotaro Part 3 versus Jotaro beginning of Part 4. Part 4 Jotaro, since time stop is a factor, I would give it to Part 3 Jotaro because of the better time stop. I'll probably make a video on that. Jota Kujo, Jotaro's son. Oh, is it that damn, is that one, is that Kakyoin thing, bro? Oh my god. I'm crying, bro. Canon cars copy non-biological abilities. No, I don't think so. Like, he copies DNA, if I remember right. Best part of the original universe and people act like it's the worst. Yeah, part 6 is absolutely phenomenal. I will never understand the hate towards it. I wouldn't say part 1 is trash, but it's the most boring. Yeah, absolutely. I was rewatching it though. I had a good time. Pretty cool. It's the last fight is I can't get over the fact when what's his name? I think it was Dario, or no, not Dario. So that's Dio's dad. What was his name? Um, he was the guy that got frozen by Dio, and when he tried to do the Thundercross split attack. And dude, the way he tried to steal Jonathan's spotlight, he was like, "Move up, yeah, Dyer, yeah, Dyer." He tried to steal Jonathan's spotlight and like, I deserve to settle this because he killed my friend, and then immediately gets no diffed. It's the funniest shit, man. Oh my god. An arc like Made in Heaven or Bites the Dust. Yeah, I'm not really good at distinguishing them, but I'd probably go with my favorite arc in JoJo and my least favorite. My least favorite is probably I would probably have to go with the entire like if we're counting the small parts, I didn't really care for the Maria and Alessi like arc in part 3. I don't really care for either of those. That's probably my least favorite. And then my favorite would probably be the D for C Love Train arc in Steel Ball Run. Even as much as I hate on Valentine, I mean, absolutely tough. I think people trash on Stone Ocean because Jotaro died. No, really, which is so dumb because it was such like it actually rounded out his character a lot, but it's whatever, I guess. Which stand would you like to have in real life? Crazy Diamond. 10. I am so firm on this. Crazy Diamond, 10 out of 10 times, no doubt about it. You have a stand basically as strong as Star Platinum physically. You can basically repair anything. You can heal people. You can make so much money from being a doctor. It's way better at healing than Gold Experience. You can like fix things, like just blatantly, as long as the parts are still there, you can restore them easily. That would get you a lot of money. Like great for money, great for fighting. Anything you really need. Great. Who you got winning? You didn't. It didn't include who you wanted me to pick. The best character on this game for you. I haven't played it in a while, but my best back in the day was Trish. Trish or like Poochie was goated before. Like if I remember right, when this game came out, they nerfed him like immediately and took away his time acceleration effect. All right, who you got winning between Prime Stardust Crusaders versus Poochie? Yeah, Poochie for sure. Poochie most definitely slams. Like, no doubt about it. Instantly blitzes all of them. Saying DC Superman is large planetary. I mean, if he's large planetary, then, who was the original character? Hold on. Let me go back. Demon Slayer, yeah, Demon Slayer characters. Yeah, if he's large planetary, then they most definitely are not beating him, except for maybe Gyoko. Like, if he doesn't have the speed, then Gyoko could, like, blitz and turn him into a fish, but that's, like, it. Let's see. Angelo Rock versus Valentine. The hardest fight to decipher in JoJo right there. Let's see. Where does Seamoon stop in JoJo? He stops around like the top like 20 to 25 range. The problem with Part 6, right? Part 6 doesn't have amazing speed scaling. I'm going to be honest. I think it has like the worst consistent speed scaling out of like any part besides Part 1 and then Part 7 and Part 8. They're more like they have good like massively hypersonic feats, but they don't really have like firm FTL feats. And the reasoning for that is because of the fact that they don't really scale off of Jotaro, and then the one like faster than light feat comes from Anasi or Anastasia, whatever you want to call him. The one like faster than light debatable feat comes from him where he deflects like snails that are stated to be like reflections within light. But the problem I have with that is that the snails are just like they don't really move at the speed of light. They're just refractions of light, and they move like consistently at like normal snail speed. So I have a problem with that. And then without that, Part 6 doesn't have great speed scaling, so Seamoon isn't that strong. Like, he gets blitzed by, like, a lot of people. Gravitational Shift, where, like, he flips everything up, is, like, the best thing he has to his name. Yeah, let's see. Who do you got, Joseph or Jonathan? Joseph, like, no diff. It's not even close. I mean, yeah, it's really simple, really. Jonathan died to Space Ripper Stingy Eyes. Joseph, like, dodged it point blank, off-guarded in Part 2 at the start before he got any training. Can Seamoon Poochie beat JJK plus Kimetsu no Yaiba? I don't know. I don't know. That kind of depends where you want to scale his speed at. I could see Demon Slayer winning. I could see Demon Slayer winning, and I could see Dabura winning. Like Dabura or Demon Slayer characters winning, depending on how you want to scale the speed of someone. Yo, this is painfully loud right in my ear. It is hard to think. My favorite JoJo, Funny Valentine's, your favorite JoJo villain? Yeah, that's chill. Funny Valentine's my he's my fourth favorite villain. Probably, maybe third. I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch part 4, but Kira was really tough. I just kind of forget how good he was. But Valentine was great as a villain. Great. Where do you think Simon Pucci scales inverse? Yeah, I think I already answered that. Like top 20 to 25 range, probably. Would have won. I swear, Honesty was carrying Jolene and Jotaro so hard. When can you make the White Album edit? I will eventually. It's just I try to I have a lot of edits that people want me to make. Like there's the Kira one, there's the Kira one, there's Shigechi vs Valentine, there's a White Album one, and I will make them. It's just I like to top what I did before. I like to top what I did before, so I try not to just remake the same edit for really in-depth ones like that. So they take time. Please don't hit me. Please. There's no way I choked that. There's no way I choked that. Yukiko upscale? Yukiko upscale. Do you question that Jotaro can take on all Hashira and Demon Slayer? Jotaro most definitely stomps every single Hashira, for sure. What would happen if Crazy Diamond healed one of Giorno's life forms he creates? That's an interesting one. You'd assume it would heal Giorno, right? But then if Giorno's already full... So yeah, it should heal Giorno, but can the life forms even be damaged? The life forms couldn't be damaged in the first place, because it would reflect back to the user, so they can't be damaged in the first place. But if we were to say that Giorno created it and it already had damage to it, then I'd assume it would just heal Giorno, maybe? Very, very hard to tell, honestly, but... Can Wally West beat Wonder View? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he just blitzes right through Calamity, and then I'm pretty sure he has an insane, pretty sure he has, arguments for, multiversal, attack potency or something like that. He definitely slams. I don't like him, what about Pucci-Man Heaven? I don't like him because no moves and it's so mid, only OP because time acceleration, I'm guessing what you meant. Are you saying, he doesn't have any, variety? It's just, it's just basically punch, kick at high speed? That's fair. Yeah, it's not the most, great stand when it comes to, a variety of abilities. I'll give you that. What else? How do I scale Tuskak 4 in speed? Transonic. A little faster than a bullet. A little faster than a bullet, not much. A little faster than a Colt 14 revolver, to be specific. See, Superman being planetary to large planetary via separating the unified mother boxes, which are considered to possess planet-altering energy. If that does in fact scale to planetary, then yeah, he would definitely stomp Demon Slayer. Who's the dumbest JoJo character you can think of? Are we talking normal? Are we talking basic IQ or battle IQ? If we're talking basic IQ, I mean that's gotta be Okuyasu, right? Normal IQ? It's gotta be Okuyasu. Yeah, that has to be Okuyasu. But if we're talking battle IQ, I don't know. Battle IQ gets tricky. I don't know. AC Dacey's kind of stupid. I don't really know. AC Dacey low-key stupid as well. Then on the other end, I guess you could say I don't know, that's a hard one. Who has the worst battle IQ? Because JoJo characters, you have to have decent battle IQ to, like, even fight. You know what I mean? Like, in JoJo, a lot of it comes down to strategy. You have to have, like, decent battle IQ to fight, so it's hard to pick who has the worst one. Okuyasu has decent battle IQ. Like, he's not terrible in battle IQ. Does every character that has the ability to see invisible beings like spirits or ghosts in general are capable of seeing stands? No. Not really, because, like, stands, because if, like, that's just not really what stands are, and if that were the case, then you'd assume that, like, if I remember right, there's, what's the name? I'm pretty sure, like, in, part 4, Okuyasu's dad, who's, like, not a stand user, could see Raimi, if I remember right, and Raimi's a ghost, but I don't think he can see stands at least. I don't really know, there's not really confirmation for that. I doubt it at least. Shizuku. Who is Shizuku? Oh, is that the baby? The baby from part 4? You know what? Yep, props to you. That would be the worst battle IQ. Props to you. Yo, she is spamming that one move. How did that hit me? She did not block that. Give me a break, please. Am I Indian? No. I'm crying, bro. Kira is tough, for sure. How, I think I already answered that one. Sailor Moon and Goku versus JoJo. Isn't Sailor Moon, like, outer or something? I'm pretty sure people argue that Sailor Moon is, like, outer or something. Let's see. New jjba game. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. The games are just so... They're not bad. Like, Eyes of Heaven is really good to me, but we definitely need, like, an updated version. High diff Yukiko, yes. Yukiko upscale, what can I say? I gotta put her in the edit now. Immediate. Speaking of that, I gotta post edit. I gotta post edit, like, right now. So I'm gonna be in the menu for a second. I'll still answer questions. I just gotta be in the menu for a second. Post and edit. Who do you think is the most underrated JoJo character in writing? Underrated in writing, probably... Underrated in writing. I'd probably go with, like, either Dio, because he's weirdly underrated in both writing and battle IQ. Either Dio, Narancia, or Honesty. Probably one of those three. Can I speak any other languages? Totally not. Unfortunately. Where do Part 9 characters scale in general? Transonic, as of right now, bordering supersonic. Like, they're faster than Stillborn characters. Like, mostly, like, consistently. Jodio can react to bullets pretty well. YouTube sends my comments earlier. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind on the chat. My fault, because it's hard to keep up with this. But I got it. Let's see. Here's an interesting thought. Databooks tells GR can only activate Deathloop by killing the attacker, but we see Diavolo died to a homeless man in the sewer. Does the homeless man have a stand? Does the homeless man have a stand? I mean, honestly, it's really weird how Araki portrays, because Diavolo didn't even die. Trish literally says he didn't die. I don't even know. Deathloop is weird. Let's see. Have the best battle IQ because it's let me tell you that I was talking to a guy who, like, unironically actually believed that was a real feat. Like, he actually thought that was real, like an actual thing that Okuyasu did. I was debating him on it. It was crazy. I still remember you making Trish versus Giorno edit that edit was fire. I will admit that was like the one time I was rage baiting back in that the Giorno hate era. I don't know. It was probably my thing, 'cause I didn't realize how fast GR was until later on. I learned to give him his props when I learned how fast he was, because he honestly has like probably the best speed feat, like on screen feat in the verse. What's up, Godspeed? Let's see. I think let's see, Coco Jumbo battle like you, not for real. 5D, yeah, Sailor Moon is outer. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, if that's the case, then she just like absolutely slams like JoJo. Um, let's see. There are people that argue that she's out there for sure. Yeah, Lisa is like, you know what? Honestly, that's a good pick. Lisa is like, she's not a fraud though. I swear, Cars is such a bum. Cars is like my most hated JoJo villain, and I also think he's low key the worst written. The dude, he literally needed to off guard Lisa, and then like to then also like trap Joseph, right? He does all this, and then Joseph, who's exhausted, by the way, exhausted from his fight with Wamu, his Hamon is weak, proceeds to like still low diff Cars. Like, Cars is such a bum. And then he just magically got the stone mask too, just mythically. Araki knew he could not make him lose like that. He needed the stone mask. Do you think Kenshiro can beat Jotaro, like in Death Battle? Kenshiro, doesn't he scale to like... I thought Kenshiro had these like, what was it? Doesn't he have like country level feats or something, or like I see? One sec. All right. Do you think, let's see, GR Rage Bait Era was peak? Not for real. Valentine versus La Squadra individually. What is La Squadra again? Is that the Hitman Squad? Hitman Squad? Right? I think that's the Hitman Squad if I remember right. Yeah, individually, let's see. Who was in the Hitman Squad again? Was... Well, he obviously would beat the two people who died off screen. We have like no idea what they do, so I'll just say he beats those two. He'd maybe beat Eluso. I don't really know if he'd beat Eluso or not. That's an interesting one, because Eluso doesn't really have... Honestly, Eluso would probably... Thank you, Spider. I appreciate it, bro. And then Formaggio would definitely win. Formaggio has better speed scaling. He'd just like violate him with his attacks. Malone would win if the baby has prep time to like become decently strong, but if he has to originally do it, then he loses, because he's kind of like a prep time merchant. Risotto slams for sure. Prosciutto just blitzes in one shots. Pesci blitzes in one shots, and then White Album like blitzes in one shots. Or Gotcha, my bad. All right, so Jotaro still slams Giorno, absolutely. Who are your top 3 most underrated JoJo characters in strength? Top 3 most underrated in strength. That's got to be like underrated to majority. That has to be Akira. First off, Akira absolutely top 9 in the verse. Like, has like the second best speed and like power in the verse, most likely, or like third at worst. And he has like crazy range too. Like, it's unbelievable. Dude's so underrated. Then I probably go like Trish is up there. Trish is like, she's beating Jolene. I will stand by that. She scales like relative to King Crimson in terms of speed. Trish would like absolutely dog on Jolene. And then I'd probably go, after that, probably Abdal. Abdal has pretty good speed scaling too. And then he also has like crazy like further range attacks. So probably Abdal's up there too. Who do you think has the best battle IQ, Jolene or Josuke? That goes to Jolene, if you ask me. Jolene for sure. She just has like better feats all around in terms of like using her stand and stuff. But Josuke is not to be underrated. He has good battle IQ. Do you think Morio Amp Chili Pepper beats Anubis Amp Silver Chariot? Yeah. Anubis Amp Chariot is like relative to, or like actually stated to surpass, my bad. In JoJo Valor, he's actually stated to be faster than Jotaro during their encounter, but it's not by much. Like, we can still see Jotaro keeping up. So I would say Jotaro, by the time the DL fight comes, is like way above that Anubis, and then he would just like completely violate. And like Chili Pepper skills above Jotaro in part 4, who's stronger than part 3, so he would just like completely bulldoze Anubis Amp Chariot. Lisa low-key could beat base Cars. I would say she does. Like, she would probably dust him, I'm not even gonna lie. Kenshiro can get to Moon. Then yeah, Jotaro just can't really do anything besides like phase his hand inside his body, like crush his heart. I remember when you had Kira beating GER. Let me tell you, Kira beating GER. What a time! What a time! Listen. Kira beating GER back in the day wasn't even that outlandish of a take for what I thought at the time because I didn't know how fast I didn't know how fast GER was. And I also thought Kira had like relativity to Josuke. Because Josuke, you know, they had that small clash, but he's most definitely not relative to Josuke in like any sense. Like he gets utterly bulldozed. And on top of that, like Kira gets perception blitzed by like Jotaro, and Josuke's like relative to him, and then Josuke also just like beats on him horribly. Here's the real thing. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit because I have it playing through my headphones, and it is like so loud it is hard to think. Hold on. I didn't even confirm last time. Alright, let's see. So prep time. Does Okuyasu need intelligence to defeat Gojo? He has battle IQ, that's fine. And no, he really doesn't, because his erasure would like just get past infinity anyways. How did you come to the conclusion that Pucci beats Giorno? He just speed blitzes. Return to Zero isn't automatic. Are you serious? His build can dodge my Crossfire Hurricane? Please, bro. But yeah, he just counters because of the fact that GR's Return to Zero isn't automatic or passive, so he would just like easily blitz straight through it with no problems. Isn't Abdul like MFTO because he reacted to Silver Chariot's armor off strikes? I'm not gonna lie, that's an anime only thing. Like in the manga, it's hard to tell, but I don't think he reacted in the manga. But in the anime, yeah, anime Abdul has crazy feats. Anime Abdul is like low key like top like 15. Anime Abdul is crazy. Anime Abdul is unbelievable. Akaza versus Morio and Chili Pepper. Chili Pepper blitzes like horribly. Now I don't think he can one-shot him, but he could most definitely hold him off. He doesn't even need Morio Amp, by the way. Like base Chili Pepper would be able to like just hold off Akaza until daylight, probably. Maybe. Because stamina's weird in JoJo. I wish Steel Ball Run had better speed feats. If it did, it would have been stronger. Yeah. If Steel Ball Run, like, if we said Steel Ball Run scaled to, like, Part 7 of the world, and he was, like, actually the same as Dio's, and they scaled the same, Steel Ball Run would be, like, pretty easily in those, like, top, like, 15 conversations, for sure. Let's see, I wish Kira beat GR because of my glaze, not for real. Do you think Josuke 4 has a chance against GR if the fight starts close up? Ah, good question. Good question. Man, that's hard. Like, GR is just so weird to scale to, because here's the thing. I don't know if Armorless Chariot is a perception blitz above, like, Armor On. It's weird. It's weird, like... So basically where I'm getting at with this is that, like, if you want to say that King Crimson is relative to Armor Off Chariot, then GR is like a blitz above him, right? You could argue that he's not far behind, like he's not far enough behind to where Josuke could blitz him, because Josuke has to be able to blitz Giorno to actually beat him. Otherwise, he's just not going to win. So if he can't blitz Giorno, then he's not going to win, and GR is going to revert him. I don't know if you can argue Josuke being a blitz above him. Why do you think your stance is so rejected and controversial? It's rejected because, I mean, GR is just, at a surface level, I get why people say it's the strongest stand. Like, at a surface level, without, like, a deep understanding, pretty simply, yeah, I don't blame people for saying it's the strongest, and I really don't. So, like, it makes sense. Plus, I didn't, like, JoJo, my takes, I didn't start editing until like 2022, and Jorno has been glazed in this community. I didn't even start JoJo editing until like 2023. Jorno's been like glazed as the strongest since like 2019. So like I was like a matter of time too. Like I let it kind of settled in into the community that Jorno was the strongest. So could Notorious B.I.G. beat Made in Heaven? Nah, I got Made in Heaven winning. He's arguably like just blatantly faster because Notorious's infinite speed is really questionable, and Universe Reset would erase him. Trish versus Valentine. Trish unironically solos, like for sure. Is there a way I can change the round count? Like 6 rounds is just ridiculous. Let's see. Gyutaro versus Risotto. Not gonna lie. I don't see why Gyutaro wouldn't just like, if he couldn't find Risotto but he knew he was close by, Gyutaro would low-key just like launch his like rotating circular slashes and just like completely obliterate Risotto in like one shot. Do you have interest in reading Chainsaw Man and reading and watching Lord of the Rings? I'm interested in both. I watched a few episodes of Chainsaw Man, and then I watched their Reze movie, which, by the way, the Reze movie, phenomenal, like unbelievable movie. But Lord of the Rings, I don't know. I heard the ending really sucks. Like I've heard people say that the ending of Lord of the Rings is like one of the worst things ever. Jojo Leon Josuke is top 3 power ceiling wise. Yeah, he's second strongest in the verse, if you ask me. Do you think Heaven's Door has a big range based off that one scene? Yeah, but it's unquantifiable. We don't know how big it actually is. Like I would say it's at least like 10 meters, like at the bare minimum. But he does have a crazy range, as shown from that one scene. Diego with Scary Monsters in the World and Johnny Act 3 versus Diavolo with equal stats. Wait, Diego with Scary Monsters in the World and Johnny Act 3 versus Diavolo equal stats. Equal stats. Wow. Diavolo takes that. Like, if you ask me, Diego doesn't have any evidence of having like a passive protection, and even if he had the same stats as Diavolo, he would just get blood thrown in his eyes, and then Diavolo would like one shot him. And the same goes for Johnny. Isn't it stated that Notorious B.I.G. matches or goes faster than the speed of the opponent to catch up to it? Yeah, that is, but the thing is we don't really know how far it actually goes. I believe the infinite speed, because even then, in the actual stand stats, like the raw scan, it's different from Made in Heavens. Made in Heavens just blatantly says infinite. Notorious's is like an unlimited sign or like an infinite sign. I think it's meant to say unlimited by the fact that it doesn't have a user to hold down its range or speed by like being closer or further. And then we also see that Notorious just can't lock on to like Trish before it like falls into the sea, even though Trish like attacked faster than Bucciarati couldn't cut his arms off. So very weird. I don't know if he has infinite speed, and also he can never like outpace Pucci because Pucci would always be getting faster and faster, so he just wouldn't be able to catch him before the reset. Thing is, questionable really speed Pucci is, but if Notorious B.I.G. is questionable. I think Josuke has a chance close up due to Crazy Diamonds going a bit below Star Platinum, and Star Platinum should be faster than GR. Yeah, I think the same thing about Star Platinum. I haven't really mentioned it, but like I also think that Star Platinum is like hard to prove that he's a blitz above GR necessarily. But Time Stop wins it. Like Time Stop is an instant win con, but it's hard to prove because like GR, Perception blitzes King Crimson like horribly. And that in itself is like hard to really prove that Josuke. We know that Josuke and Joe should be faster than Jorno, but we can't say how much, I think Josuke 4, my bad, reading the same shit. Would Ghost Alley Hands beat GER? If he turned around, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I don't even think it's an attack. I don't even know if you consider an attack. Because Kira didn't die from being pulled into a million pieces, so I don't even know if it's an attack rather than just dragging your soul somewhere. Like, it's really hard to say, but I'd probably say, yeah, they probably would. Part 9, Rohan or Funny Valentine. I don't think Rohan in Part 9 has any feeds, so I'd probably give it to Valentine for now. Alright. Let's see. Faster than Stop Tom Grinder. Dude, there's a statement. Hold on, I gotta do this because I saw this statement. This is great. I'm gonna prove a point here. I'm gonna prove a point here with this next matchup. If it's in the right game, this could be the wrong game. I'm not sure, but might have been Eyes of Heaven. But I'm gonna see if I can prove a point here. Let me just turn the thing to 1 now, so I can just quickly win this. Anyways, which JoJo antagonist is the most underrated in power? The most underrated in power by like just base antagonist. That's got to be. Wow, I don't even know if any of them are really underrated. I feel like most people have the right idea. Funny enough, I would say it's actually Poochie on like some, like, I'm not even being biased. Like, Poochie is the one who's like power is like overall underrated the most. But most people say, Wonder U's like the strongest, or that. They give Dio credit, like they say like Dio's above Kira. They usually give Cars credit, like Cars is immortal and all that. They give Diavolo's a little overrated, if anything. Let's see, Mahito versus Kira. If he can see and damage him, do you mean like if Kira can like damage him without like the whole soul thing, then Kira just like one shots? Who's more mid, Fugo or Abdul? What you mean, bro? Abdul's the GOAT. Fugo sucks. Abdul's the GOAT. We will not stand for Abdul slander. Alright, let's see. I'm proving a point here if this is the right game. Alright, let's see. Would you make a video supporting and explaining why I made him over GR in order to bring this position I share with you more of the community? I would, but it wouldn't get much traction. Like, it depends what. Like, I guess if it's a short form, I just don't think it would get enough views to really make any sort of, like, crazy impact. Like, I try to explain certain things, but for a video like that, where it's, like, a long one that takes a lot of explaining, like, I probably will. It's just not something that, like... It's not something that, like, would do, like, crazy stuff, so I just keep it to the videos that I make in edits. My favorite Joestar, Josuke from Part 4. Josuke from Part 4, that's my goat. I go Josuke from Part 4, number 1. Josuke from Part 4, number 1. Joseph, number 2, probably. Jotaro, number 3, probably something like that. Random hot take, or, like, just, like, to me, this is just a favorite thing, because he's, like, the best written Joestar, but I don't care for Johnny. Johnny's probably my least favorite Joestar, honestly, but... He's the best written, though. I will say that. He's the best written Joestar. I will say that. Besides maybe Josuke from Part 8. I guess you could argue that. I'll take Diego Scary Monsters beats Diego Alternate Universe. If the fight starts in close range, absolutely. If the fight starts close, I completely agree. And I'm not even going to lie. I will say, though, that's the thing. If Diego gets time stop off, he would win. Like, he would definitely win. Because of the fact that we blatantly see that he can cut off his own leg, so he has the attack potency to hurt Diego. He could, Loki, just, like, cut off his head. Let me see if my point can be proven here. Wow. Let's admire this statement, people. Let's admire this statement here. Let's look at this statement by Dio here. Talk about a Diego downscale. Talk about a Diego downscale right here. Oh my god, point proven right there. God, I love these random things where it's like nothing points to Diego and Dio scaling the same, and then there's so many things that just like point to it not, like anti-feats. Even the games would agree with it. Even Dio agrees with it in the games. Grind, bro. I do not have Twitch. Let's see. Could the Pillarmen solo Demon Slayer, since they can survive only brain and absorb vampire with their own body? Yeah, the Pillarmen definitely slam Demon Slayer. They just like blitz in one shot. Johnny Tussac 4 versus Polnareff. Depends on the range. If it's close range, Polnareff blitzes. If it's far range, Johnny like range diffs. Like he just like launches. He doesn't need Infinite Rotation necessarily. He could Loki just use Act 3. What, let's see, bro's a Steel Ball Run hater. I'm not. Steel Ball Run is like the best part of JoJo objectively, if you ask me, and it's my fourth favorite part right now, maybe third. I might take it over Part 4, but it's, It's like my third or fourth favorite part. Great part. Jodio low-key going to be better written by the end of part 9. Probably, yeah, really. Part 9 is amazing right now. I gave it a read. Very good. Do you hate... Not my bad. He's downscale. He's also a JoJo Viller outright saying Diego's the world isn't as strong as Dio's the world. Is there? Is there? I don't really remember that. Could just be on me. There's a statement that he can't stop time as long. No, for real. AU Diego downscale. I'm telling you, I'm proving a point here. Like, even the games got Diego looking like a bum, bro. What is the most situational stand ever? The most situational stand ever. Does an ability count? If an ability counts, give me Bites the Dust. Like, if an ability counts, Bites the Dust is the most situational. If I remember right, at least, because Bites the Dust is quite literally, like, first, they need to look into Kira's identity. Secondly, he needs a non-stand user to place the bomb in. Thirdly, they have to interact with that non-stand user. And then fourthly, like, after all of that, he has to be able to get the bomb off by actually clicking the, like, detonate button. It's so dumb. So, let's see. Zeppeli Part 1 versus Swagapipo. Yeah, Zeppeli blitzes in one shots, like, horribly. He's, like, relative to Jonathan, and, like, Jonathan is, like, supersonic. And you know what? No, because I don't remember if, I don't remember, did Wicked People react to D4C? I kind of forget if he reacted or if he just got punched into a wall. I'd have to look at that. Wicked People might actually win that. That might be on me. Let's see. Jailhouse Lock is the most situational. Like, it's not even a stand. Pick up objects and stuff. It's like a shadow. Well, you're saying situational in general. I would say the most situational in a fight, but if you're saying situational, like, in general, I mean, maybe, because Jailhouse Lock, you remember 3 things. If I remember right, you remember 3 things, but no more than that. So, like, if you get overwhelmed with remembering something, everything else just goes away. Very situational. That's a good one. That's probably, like, my second pick. Kira still slams JoJo because he's the character I glaze. Hey, it'd be like that for real. I'm telling you. Boiling water stand that Poochie had is extremely situational. Yeah, you're not actually wrong on that. You're not actually wrong on that. Have you seen Neo Metal Sonic vs. Perfect Cell in Death Battle? I heard about it. I'm pretty sure Sonic won, if I remember right. Can Metal Sonic copy stands? I don't know. I didn't actually watch the video. I don't know what he does. What does he copy? Does he copy, like, is there, like, conditions to it? Does he need to understand it? Does it have to be biological, non-biological? I don't even know what it does. Doesn't he just need to boom and time goes back? No, he needs a non-stand user, somebody to look into his identity. There's a whole lot of stuff to it. Stroheim versus Funny Valentine. Stroheim for sure slams. Like, Stroheim is, like, he can react to cars, and cars can, like, dodge, can, like, move faster than his own light that he creates. He can react to UV beams, etc., etc., so. Also, with JLS Lock, you can't even make someone forget stuff. You have to set up a trap. It's more so overwhelming them. You overwhelm them with stuff. Like, if you were fighting them, you could just make them remember, like, 3 different things and quickly overwhelm them. But yeah, it is situational. Stroheim obliterates. Absolutely. Do you think Fugo could have been better written if he had more screen time? Yeah. I really wish Araki went with his original idea. His original idea for Fugo was to have him betray the team, if I remember right. He was going to betray the team, and yeah, he was going to betray the team, and then they were going to, like, kill him off. Like, the team was going to end up killing him. I think that would have been way better for Fugo, but it's whatever. I mean, I guess it made Fugo more, like, it made his character more, like, grounded to being, like, a good guy still, but I just think it would have made Part 5 more interesting, but that's just me. Who are you planning on playing next? That's a good question. Hey, you caught the stream, bro. Yes, sir. Hold on. Who am I planning on playing next? That's a good one. Think I'll run... Why not? Yeah, the Wonder You official voice was so much better than the fan-made one in the edit. So the fan-made one wasn't terrible, but the official one is so nice. What else? Let's see. Joshu versus Valentine. What is Joshu? I'm pretty sure Valentine just blitzes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think Joshu has any like speed scaling. Metal Sonic can copy biodata. He copied Shadow as he ability to manipulate the Chaos Emeralds at his life range of the entire universe. Copy biodata. Is there any condition to it? Like, is it just he looks at it, he copies it, he sees it once, he copies it, he can just touch you, he copies it? What's the condition to actually copy something? What feats does Trish do that shows relativity to King Crimson in speed? Yeah, alright, so in terms of the things she does, right? So she's able to one, she has like great statements, but besides that, she's able to cut off Bucciarati's arms faster than he can like barrage and a Taurus Big. She should be like relative to Bucciarati. Bucciarati can tag. Bucciarati can tag King Crimson twice, and like can tag King Crimson twice, and the only reason he was even escaping was due to time erasure. And even when King Crimson was mid attack, like King Crimson was mid-attack and he like outspeeds him and dodges his punch. So that shows like Bucciarati relative to King Crimson in speed, and then Trish relative to Bucciarati. So, and then Trish also has great statements. Like she stated to have like excellent speed, excellent power. Alongside Fugal Betrayal, female Jorna would have been interesting to see. It would have been interesting, but I'm not really like I think part 6 was great with what they did, where it's like an all-female part. That was awesome. Like the whole female prison idea, such a great part. We just beaten on Diego, bro. From what I know, Metal Sonic, he can make his own version of a stand, but not a stand that are in JoJo. This is a confusing character. This is a very confusing character. Oh, I'm still on the easiest difficulty. I forgot to turn the difficulty up because I was showing an example of I was showing an example for Diego. So. I was wondering why the AI was doing like nothing. I forgot who his teammate was. Alright, let's see. Kira, please beat one of you in this fight. Yeah, let me redo this now. It's on the hardest difficulty. Josuke, Go Beyond versus Weather Report. Josuke one shots with Go Beyond. Like, absolutely just obliterates him. Have you seen Amphibia? No, I have not that I can remember. I don't think I have. Who is more evil, Griffith or... I haven't seen Berserk. I need to, though. But Dio, man, I'm going to make an edit on it. There was this one scene in part 1. I don't know if that's what they said in the Japanese, but I was watching like the English double part 1. God, it was hilarious. Dio looks at Zeppeli and he just flexes his arm, and then Zeppeli proceeds to say that he nearly knocked him off of his feet with a blast of pure hate, like word for word, pure hate. Oh my god, that was great. Let's see. I must have been sleeping on Trish then because I finished part 5 without Trish was low-key fodder. It's a very nuanced feat that's like pretty hard to notice, but yeah, she's definitely underrated for sure. Josuke Go Beyond versus GR. Josuke one shots horribly. Like, Go Beyond just gets like straight through Return to Zero and one shots. Let me post this edit real quick, and then I'll get back to all the questions. 1 second. So I gotta get this up right now. Let's see. Do you believe that time stop counters go beyond in any way? Damn it. When I look at PlayStation, I have to look on my phone to look at the comments. When I do it on PlayStation, it like cuts off comments that are too long. I'll check back on the comments in a second as soon as I post this edit. How the hell do you spell Wamo again? Hold on. Alright. I can't remember. Whenever it's Wamu, I be forgetting if it's two M's or one M. That's the problem. Because the English dub changes. I'm pretty sure the English dub has it as two M's, but then like the actually spelled is one. All right, this is almost done. I'm gonna answer this question first thing once I get back. The one about Howler Stan. Just give me a second to post this ad in. I won't answer that. Hold on. Nah, it looks good enough. Why not? All right, I just posted an edit. Feel free to go and watch that if you guys want. Anyways, wrong pin comment. Oh my god, wrong pin comment. I didn't write reasoning for Wamu winning that. No way, bro. Oh my god, I'm cooked. I'm fried. Barbecue chicken. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I misspelled Wamu like 46 times, but whatever. All right, back to the questions I was getting asked. All right, all right, all right. Where was the Eclipse 8 one? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's your prediction? What's your prediction for Eclipse 8 or Akka Howler's stand? All right, so to me, it looks like it messes with perception similar to King Crimson. Like it makes people forget stuff, or like it, and it also seems to move things like in a flow almost. The best way I can explain it is like it almost looks like things. Why am I slowed down? It almost looks like things that are fated to happen, like still happen. Like the way the pen like flew into the guy's neck, even though that wasn't the original trajectory. Very odd. I have a feeling it's going to be a very broken stand that manipulates fate and perception. Like that's what it's looking like to me. What it hopefully is, because that'd be awesome. Yeah, Josuke can then go beyond at the end. Like he says that directly. What? 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 Please! I literally dodged it. I literally dodged it, and it just hit the meanest 360. I literally dodged it and hit the meanest 360. What is that? What is that? Yo. Oh, did I answer your question? No, I didn't. I just answered the one Eclipse 8 question. Let me answer another couple questions that I missed. My bad. Let's see. How well does Attack on Titan do against JoJo? They get like completely bulldozed. Besides, like, I don't really know where like the Colossal Titan. Honestly, the Colossal Titan might be the one that could do something because it's basically just a nuke. Let's see. Did Josuke and go beyond? Yeah. By the very end of it, he can aim it. Yeah, what stand would I like to use in real life? Yeah, I was answering it earlier. Crazy Diamond for sure. You can like heal anybody. Like basically, you can heal people literally like at instant speeds. Like it's literally stating a guy that he healed like Hayato like instantly. Um, and then on top of that, yeah, I would definitely use Crazy Diamond. You can like repair like all sorts of things. Probably realistically, fix like damage from natural disasters. Really, that'd be like you make so much money, and you got to stand almost as strong as Star Platinum. Do you believe time stop counters go beyond in any way since Josuke won't be able to aim it at Jotaro and it'll fire off not heading towards the direction? Um, Honestly, if Josuke, I'd like to believe that if Josuke just has the intent for it to go that way, it will, like a wind-up car almost. Like, let's say that he was like, all right, I'm shooting it at this guy, and then they stop time right as it, like, fires. It would just go, like, straight through, like, time stop and one-shot them. Let's see. Do you think spin can bypass GR? Infinite rotation, yes, it can. Um, Yeah, it definitely could. Probably. Like, you can't. I don't really know how you're honestly reverting infinite rotation in the first place, given that, like, it transcends, like, an infinite number of dimensions. It should just be able to completely overpower, like, infinite rotation and its entire, like, concept. It would never land, though. Like, GER would just dodge it, like, easily. It would never actually hit. Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2? Yes, I have. I have it downloaded right now, actually. I have, like, 20 hours in it. Very good game. Very good game. I haven't beat it yet. Could Silverchair Requiem have killed everyone on Earth due to turning everyone into weird creatures? Not on Earth. I'm pretty sure it was stated that it was just affecting the city. So everyone in the city, yeah, it wouldn't have killed everyone either. It would have just turned them into different creatures. Didn't old Joseph barely react to Silver Chariot? Seems like an outlier. No. I wouldn't call it an outlier whatsoever, given that we see Joseph consistently have light speed feats in part 2. I don't see why a light speed feat in part 3 is, like, unbelievable. And there's also a statement in JoJo 6251 that Joseph is still in his prime in part 3. Really dumb statement. You can sidestep sheer heart attack and run immediately at Kira to cancel as well. Got it. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I feel like Howler Stand has to do with gravity somehow. Exactly, gravity and fate. Gravity and fate are one and the same. Like, fate is basically gravity pulling people into, like, certain directions, pretty much. And that's what I mean by, like, it seems to do something weird with, like, gravity or fate or something like that, while also messing with, like, perception. Just joined the stream. What's up, man? Diavolo versus Go Beyond. Yeah, Go Beyond. Just, like, one-shots right through Time Eraser. And it would also, like, negate his whole intangibility thing. Like, it would just ignore that entirely. He'd just get, like, bulldozed. Especially because, like, he couldn't even do anything. Like, Go Beyond would still be fated to, like, smack him. Even if it would ignore the whole fate thing anyways. Like, it would ignore Epitaph anyways, but... I was on the ground! I was on the ground! Dude, that's so broken. That's so broken. I was on the ground. Give me a break. I was on the ground. And he just cancels my ult. Nah, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. You got it, bro. You got it. Kira unbeatable. Kira's just that guy, I guess. Kira, please. What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh my god. Silverchair Requiem versus Bohemian Rhapsody. Honestly, Bohemian Rhapsody sucks. Very weird stand. Very, like, relies on the user being like 100 fucking miles away, like different city. What's up, Zeno? Please, let's see. Who's more of a hacks merchant and who's stronger, Gojo or Giorno? Gojo for sure. Take away his infinity and he's literally useless. Lore accurate sheer heart attack. Bro, I ain't never see sheer heart attack move like that. That's the sheer heart attack that they describe. This is how people describe Part 4 Jotaro being trash. This is the sheer heart attack they described that he lost to. Like, what difficulty is this? 5-star difficulty? Put it on the hardest one. So I'm kind of regretting now. Kira slams Wonder, you time to make an edit. Old man speed versus FTO plus. Ryan, bro. Sheer heart attack has no weakness. Scales above Wonder, you obviously clearly, bro. Wonder you can't run, by the way. Yeah, yeah. Alright, I actually caught up to all the comments, finally. Alright, let's see. Back to the live. Opinions on urban... What stand was that again? Wasn't that a stand? Yeah, wasn't that the stand in... No, not a stand, it was a person, wasn't it? He was like in part 8, if I remember right. Who did I do? I think he was in part 8, if I remember right. I don't remember what his ability did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to reread part 8 for like the minor characters. Cause I'd be forgetting like what they were doing. Giorno versus Rohan. there's a I plan to do eventually at some point. There's someone who wants to do a collab with me, and they want to do Rohan versus Giorno. I don't know. I'll probably do it about 10 years in the future. I suck at like sticking to collabs ever. But yeah, they want to do Rohan versus Giorno. In my opinion, I'd probably take Rohan because his thing isn't like a direct attack. I would take Rohan. Alright, so traded his ability to run an all-star battle for Ore Farm, and not for real. Just use Josuke Force, the easiest character to play in the game by a long shot. Really? So you say. So you say. Let me investigate this. I need my rematch. Diego's Staring Monsters is top 1 in steel ball running in close range. Cook. Absolutely cook. Although, we talking Love Train Valentine here? Are we including Love Train Valentine in that conversation? I don't know. I've had some change of heart when it comes to Valentine within Steel Ball Run specifically. He's still the weakest villain. He's still fodder, but in terms of in Steel Ball Run specifically, he has good statements. Like Araki said that he was the strongest enemy in Steel Ball Run. Like he was the strongest villain in Steel Ball Run. So he would be and on top of that, he's honestly like he has feats that like are faster than like a bullet. Like he did rival Scary Monsters in speed for like a moment. Like they did have a clash and they were pretty relative. So. Hold on, yo. Whoever told me Josuke was the best, kind of forgot already. Yo, you could wait. No. Yo, whoever told me to sidestep sheer heart attack, you. Nah, bro, you set me up. You set me up. Whoever told me to sidestep sheer heart attack, you set me up. And I get war farmed, please. Oh my god. No, from that maybe. Nice. It's not. No, I jumped. No, he said sidestep. The advice I got was sidestep. Okay. Valentine versus Jack the Ripper. Valentine slams. Let's see. Because I'm not gonna lie. The thing about part 1 is like I think Valentine is like, dude, please. Sheer heart attack, the most unbeatable move in the history of JoJo, dude. Kira is this isn't even a self-statement. This isn't even Glaze. He's right. It has no weakness. This thing can actually solo the verse. I don't know. I might have to update my top 15 strongest. Kira might have deserved that #1 spot. Oh, that was tough. Come on. That was a good combo right there. That was tough. That one punch. Oh my god. Are you sick? I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Oh, I'm so sick. Give me a break, please. You aren't even glazing Kira at this point. The sheer heart attack might actually just be top 1. Dude, that coin bomb. I have an idea. I might use Wonder You again, because if I remember right, he can teleport. Narancia, can you actually do something? Cannon? Cannon accurate? Yes. The victory is mine. Hard fought. That was way harder than it ever had to be. Cannon Force came in. Oh, that was something. That was something. Alright, let me see. What did I miss? It's a rock human who travels around in his weird, armored rock insect pet. Oh, yeah, wasn't that? I think I remember that chapter. I think I remember that. Uses tiny colonies and a brimstone to eat things away. I think I remember that. Yeah, that was a pretty busted stand, actually. I don't remember what it did in terms of stats, though, but pretty overwhelming stand. Make sure to include Kira slamming Wonder You. What's your main in the game? I don't really have a main right now. I'm kind of just going around testing different characters out. At the moment, at least. Back when I played this game a little more often, it was Trish, but just woke up. What's up, JoJo? Ugh. I was telling them about Rohan versus G.E.R. Unfortunately, I am the laziest person when it comes to collabs ever. Anyways, could Josuke restore Gojo's hollow purple back into red and blue? I don't know. I don't know. That's actually interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know, JoJo, if you're still in the chat, you tell me. Could Josuke restore hollow purple? I don't know. Let's see. Kira versus Jolene. Man, Kira is so painful to try to scale in speed. I don't believe he holds relativity to what's the name? I don't believe he holds relativity to Josuke. So in that case, his best speed feat is essentially outpacing Echo's Act 3, but Echo's Act 3 has no speed feats. The best thing you can argue is that Koichi was able to perceive Red Hot Chili Pepper moving at light speeds, and then Act 3 could Perception Blitz Koichi, so that would scale Kira FTL. That's your best chance for Kira. So I do think if you do it that path, he would Blitz and one-shot Jolene, but Jolene has better speed arguments outside of that. So I guess it kind of just comes down to where you scale Kira's speed. Where do we scale beyond from the George Joestar novel? It's plot manipulation. I don't really know if plot manipulation inherently scales anywhere, but I'd assume he's at least multiversal plus. He should be above the JoJo multiverse via that, but probably higher realistically. Crazy Diamond has ever been shown to restore stands. Would you count Sheer Heart Attack? Because Sheer Heart Attack is it's not a stand. I mean, it does have stand stats on its own. Funny enough, I don't really know, but it's it's basically the same thing. It's an attachment from Killer Queen's hand, which would mean that it is a stand. That would mean it's part of the stand. So he has restored a stand before. Best speed feat is against Harvey. Bro, not Koichi. Kira's best speed feats are so wonky without that one outlier clash with Josuke. Let's see. How do these two even work? Man, they really gave Part 6 no characters. And it lands on Kira again. I was just pressing it randomly until I stopped and it lands on Kira again. Please, bro. Is Valentine top 10 in the SBR universe? Yes. Yes. Valentine is top 3. Like top 3 or top 4. Like if you think Scary Monsters is like that phenomenal, then like Scary Monsters could be like third. But I would go like Valentine 3, Wonder You second, Josuke first in terms of like the SBR universe. Does this game still hold up right now? And if so, do you recommend new people to buy and get started for it right now? I wouldn't really recommend buying it unless it's on a sale because the game's not bad, but the online is dead if I remember right. And then they like stop support for it, so it's not getting any like new things. Scary Monsters is top 1 in this. Yeah, I mean you can argue it, but I think Valentine has feats to argue him like relative to Scary Monsters, and then like Love Train is like crazy. And then he's also stated the strongest villain by Araki himself, like the strongest villain in Steel Ball Run. So I wish they had a Jobin in the game. I have no idea how you would actually, or is it Jobin? I forget how to pronounce it, but I don't know how they would do that. Then again, they have they have what's his name, Abakio in here. Too Little Part 6. They should have added Lang Ring. Oh yeah, that would have been awesome, man. That would have been too. Talk about a missed opportunity. Let's see. Does Stray Cat or Kira Explosive Bubbles one-shot deal part 3 if Kira was afraid of getting hit and he can tank Crazy Diamond? You know what? That's a... Do you see this spamming? Yo, I know y'all just saw that spamming. What was that? Grateful Dead unironically blitzes Kira, by the way. Please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. This spamming is unreal. What are you... Please. Give me a break, dude. Kira... Okay, that's not hitting. I remember this one. You just back up. This one's trash. Alright, alright, alright. I'm saved by the fact that he doesn't have sheer heart attack. Please, bro. Please, bro. Alright, back to the question I was answering though. Could like, since Kira was worried it would hurt him, could a one-shot part 3 Dio? It wouldn't one-shot him, but yeah, it would do significant damage. Like, definitely. Like, if it hit directly, it would, like, for sure, like, destroy, like, whatever it hits. Like, if it hit his shoulder, it would take off his shoulder. If it hit his head, it would blow up his head, yeah. Do they even update the game after Wonder You? I don't think so, no. What do you think is the best defensive ability in JoJo? The best defensive ability in JoJo, I mean, what do you define as defensive? Like, the ability to not take damage? Then it's 20th Century Boy. The ability to, like, the ability to not, the ability to use a defensive ability and then at the same time have, like, great offensive capabilities, it's, like, Return to Zero, probably. It's just a matter that, like, 20th Century Boys is, like, objectively the best defense for not being, like, damaged. But if you're looking for something more versatile that's not, like, terrible because he can't move at all during it, then I would give it to Giorno or Love Train. Sorry, I'd be forgetting about Love Train. Love Train is the best if Valentine just camps in it. Like, it's definitely the best. Like, you can't do anything except for, like, infinite rotation and go beyond. I'm getting bullied right now. I got distracted. Pesci, do something. Oh, I'm fried. How I'm still alive is a miracle. What are you doing, Akira? What are you doing? Do something. Oh my god, you're lying. Please hit. Yes. Please kill him. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I totally relied on the super, but it's fine. Another missed opportunity, Dragon's Dream not being in the game. That could have definitely been interesting because the dude has really good combat with like his own hands. Does Maidenhead Poochie beat Valentine? I don't know. That's a hard one. Maidenhead versus Valentine? I don't know. It's a hard one right there. I don't really know. I mean, Whitesnake beats both anyway, so. Let's see. I hope they remaster Eyes of Heaven and add Jody into the game as an underdeveloped moveset, but Gappy doesn't. Still has. Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. The character you're playing has a move that can launch a downed opponent to extend a combo. I wish I read that before I finished a match. Who has a higher pain tolerance, Giorno or Jotaro? Man, give me Jotaro 10 out of 10 times. But yeah, Giorno has really good feats. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, he also, like Jotaro, you know, he had literal holes that like went through his body and they could see, like, Kira could see the trees behind him and Jotaro was still able to like fight and blitz Kira. He took like gasoline bullets in his body, was getting like crushed multiple times, multiple broken bones against Dio, didn't really care about any of them, like ridiculous pain tolerance. Which version of Jotaro is your favorite? My favorite version of Jotaro is Part 3 Jotaro for sure. I mean, come on, he's just great. He's a douchebag. I'm wrong, he's a douchebag. Poochie versus one do you fight on stream? Okay, listen. If I do that, I need more rounds than just 2, because if I remember right, you can only use Maidenhead once, and it's going to take a minute to charge up the green baby, if I remember right. Let's see, Poochie. Have you read any of Naoki Urasawa's other works? Besides Monster and 20th Century Boys, no, but I need to. I really want to read, if I remember right, it's called Pluto. I really want to read that. I've heard that's really good, so I plan to read that eventually. Part 6 Jotaro, top 1 in JoJo. Part 6 Jotaro, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna have to get him above, dare I say, Whitesnake first. Pluto has an anime? Yo, no way. It does. What? Since when? Why are we out here making... Don't get me wrong, this is great and all, you know. Very great that it has an anime, but why does it have an anime and not 20th Century Boys? That's an interesting decision. Alright. Let me go back to the comments. It's actually garbanzo beans. Oh my god. I did not know Pluto had an anime though. I was once explaining JoJo to a friend of mine and he said, oh, it's just like Pokemon. Bro, please. Pokemon out of anything. Please, give me a break. Pokemon out of anything. Alright. Let's see how bad this makes me look. What character? Oh, didn't you ask me Jotaro versus... Somebody asked me Jotaro versus Valentine equal stats. I think it was you, I forgot. Yeah, in that reference, Jotaro just like stops time in like one shots probably. Star Platinum should be like fast enough to still stop time before he lands a hit, because like he could stop time before Josuke could hit him, so. And that was him being caught off guard by Josuke's speed, if anything. After Poochie versus Wonder Review, we need Shigechi versus Valentine. Shigechi versus Valentine. Yo, what is that spam? What is he even doing? What is he even doing? Can you give me a break, bro, please? You know what? He's giving me plenty of time for Simon at least. I don't know what he's doing, but I'll take it. Blitz? Oh my god. I look, he's sold that. What are you doing? Please. I love how they added Simon's backflip from the manga. So stupid. Oh my god. Yes! Oh my god. The health bars. The health bars. One tap of all one taps. Jesus. Holy. No wonder spam. Exactly. What is he doing? Please. 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 And I can't even grab him. Oh my god. Simon. Weave? Yo, this accurate. Simon is dogging on Wonder. I got a feeling I'm gonna get Made in Heaven and lose with Made in Heaven, but be winning with Simon. Doesn't he have to physically? God damn it. Can you do something, bro? Actually, hold on. Move. Chill. Chill. Calm down. Yes. Holy speed. Immediately reacted to him, blocked. You making me look bad, Poochie. He's just blocking everything. I don't know what I was doing right there, but... How the hell do you do knives again? Doesn't he have a knife too? This ain't looking good. Nah, trust, this is Poochie without acceleration. He just happens to be this fast and based. And I have thus proved my point. I remember that. Back to the comments, I was low-key locking in right there. Let's see. Do you think Harvest could have won the fight against Killer Queen if he didn't take that coin? Yeah. Or if he just went for the neck right away. With the second strongest behind Kira. I'm crying. He would have won if he just immediately cut Kira's throat instead of just yapping. Yeah, he would have won. Will you ever start doing inverse of other series again? Maybe. It just wouldn't be often. It would be like if I need a break from JoJo, I would do it, but it wouldn't be something I do consistently. Who do you think has the most drip in JoJo? Listen. I had an edit that I never finished, but it was like it was Poochie in the prison during when it was raining frogs, and the frogs land on his pants, and he proceeds to say like he was like pissed off that the frogs were getting on his, and I quote, $800 pants. Like I'm telling you, Poochie got underrated drip, $800 pants. Anyways, on some serious stuff, it's probably I'd probably go like probably have to go gyro. I'd probably go gyro or I don't know, Joseph Loki tough. Probably go gyro though. I think gyro got the best fit in JoJo. Pet Shop underrated by the way. Do you plan on doing Demon Slayer versus JJK? What's up, Martin, by the way? Do you plan on doing Demon Slayer versus JJK edits? Nah, probably not. Cause I don't. I prefer to not get doxxed and my location leaked because I dared to say Gojo isn't beating Demon Slayer. Oh my god. Which character do you think has the highest battle IQ and which character has the worst battle IQ? I was doing a worst battle IQ thinking about it. If you want to be so like serious, it'll probably be like the baby that turns invisible or like Coco Jumbo, probably one of those two. And then the best battle IQ in JoJo. Listen. It's a toss up. Diego AU has the worst battle IQ. The It's a toss up between Poochie and listen. I might hate on him, right? But Valentine's battle IQ, unbelievable. And on top of that, the who shot Johnny thing, one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. So, I'd do a toss up between these two. Take your pick. The honorable mentions would be Jotaro, Diavolo, Jolene, people like that. Let's see. Iggy versus Pet Shop, see if it's canon. Bro, Pet Shop sounds like such a pain to use in this game. Do you rely on statement more than the character feats for JoJo specifically? Statements from Araki, yes. Statements in the series depends on context. Because feats, I will use feats, but there's times when like it's hard to like really say anything, so I look for Araki. Like for instance, like the fact that like Jotaro being stronger in part 6 than he is in part 3. You need statements, like there's statements from that, but he doesn't really have the feats because he doesn't get much screen time in either of those parts, but we know it's true because of Araki. So yeah, I'll look at statements for stuff, but I prefer to use feats usually, like for most characters. I only use statements when like something isn't clear by feats. I do not have a Discord server, at least not one that like I use anymore. Part 5. Oh yeah, if we're talking about the best part in terms of drip, yeah, part 5 for sure. Like the best overall part, yeah, part 5. If Poochie decided to fight the green baby with Made in Heaven, he unironically might just get erased. Honestly, I would make the argument that you're never justifying how fast Green Baby's like division is. Like he would low-key just blitz through it before it had a chance to actually like make him smaller. That would be my counter argument to that. Who is a bigger bum, Honesty or Joshu? Oh, we will not tolerate Honesty slander. What are we doing? The dude carried part 6. We will not be doing that. Honesty is the GOAT. We will not be doing that. Joshu is an absolute bum, though. The most underrated JoJo character in Weeks of the Green Baby. I haven't put him in a Who's Stronger edit ever yet. I need to. I really need to. You and Johnny. Are my comments keeping up? Rank the JoJo parts. Like writing wise or my favorites? What's your thoughts on Outer Versal GER? Nuke the entire generation. Obliterate anyone who believes that. Send those people to prison. I'm sorry, that's just the dumbest thing. Like, you're never justifying GER being like the best you can say he has universal hacks. Yeah, the universal hacks. Like even if you wanted this, and then physically out reversal is just ridiculous. But maybe like universal hacks, rank them by favorites and by writing. Favorites is consistently changing. I'm rewatching JoJo right now. I just finished part 1 like last night. But favorites as of right now, right? So my favorite JoJo parts. Let's go in order here. At number, like going top to bottom, number 1 to the my least favorite. So my favorite, and then down. Stone Ocean, my favorite. Part 5, my second favorite. Part 4 or Steel Ball Run, like they're interchangeable. Like part 4 or part 7 is my third. Not sure yet. I could interchange them between 3 and 4. Then I would go with part 8. Then I would go with part. Then I would probably go with part 2, then part 3, then part 1. And if I was to throw JoJo Lands up there, JoJo Lands will probably be like above part 1 right now. And then writing wise to me, it's got to go part 7, number 1. I go part 7, number 1, part 8, number 2, part 6, number 3, and then, it gets really wonky after that, honestly. Part 5 and 4 are probably interchangeable. Part 3, low-key sucks writing-wise, I'm not even gonna lie. Honestly, the rest of them can just be forgotten. I have to think about that more. But it would be like part 7, part 8, and part 6 for like my top 3 in writing. Son, JoJo Lands at the second best written. Nuke the whole generation. Oh my god. One of the TikTok scalers said GER is out of Ursa from Diavolo, who has concept of truth as platonic concept. Holy hell, I hate people who argue platonic concept nonsense. Who wins, the 4 Pillarmen or the Viltrumite race? Definitely the Viltrumites. Because 1, the Viltrumites are way faster. 2, they would literally just throw the Pillarmen into space and instant win. Oh, that was your favorite list. My fault. Part 9 is your second favorite, is intriguing. If you go to the Coliseum map, you can one-shot. I'll have to check that out. TikTok scalers be frying me, bro. I be hopping into TikTok lives every now and then, debating stuff occasionally. It's crazy. Johnny's stand physically is better than Diego's the world. Yeah, speed-wise. Probably not strength-wise, but speed-wise, yeah. What's up, Victorious? How do you actually get city level to island level for JoJo specifically? If you're just curious to know, it's the verse multi-city block and maybe town level. The Sun Calc in part 3, and also Jotaro punching a cave into the ground. When Jotaro punches a cave into the ground, he that's calc to island level, and then the Sun Calc, like Silver Chariot, deflects like the energy beams, and all that, and then like Jotaro skills above that. So Viltrumites are like MFTL and the Viltrumites I think both Pillarmen and Viltrumites are like MFTL plus, but Viltrumites are like way higher in that tier. Part 9 is honestly my second favorite or favorite part. I've been enjoying month to month so much. Dragon is not Dragon tough. Second favorite part or favorite part? Really? That's interesting. I have Pet Shop at top 15. Do you agree with this? Nah. Who do you have him beating? That's what I'm wondering. Or more so, like, where would you put him in the top 15? We're talking like number 11, number 12, barely top 15. What are we talking about here? What do you think about Netflix situation with JoJo fans posting those Johnny King Von pics? Listen, as somebody who uses English dub and edits and watches English dub, I never hated the idea of batches. Like, I didn't hate the idea of batches because I just got the English dub right away and it was great for my editing stuff. But, we're getting like, what is it? We're getting like batches, but like seasonal batches, but weekly episodes in those. Happy about it. I'm not mad about it. Pretty neutral on it. I think everyone would have just preferred a straight weekly schedule, like just weekly entirely, none of this batch nonsense, but it's whatever, I guess. And the people, I give props to the JoJo community. One of the best feats I've seen of them managing to like override everything with that Johnny Vaughn pick. Huge props. Some TikToker got Jotaro at uni. Like his time stop, yeah, but his physical stats, I mean, are we arguing like he's physically stronger than like, how would you even do that? if anything, I would argue like if I was to do like a Jotaro universal rat skill, right? This isn't accurate. This is just a joke, but like a rat skill, use a Rocky statement that like Inyaba's ability has like the same mental power as like time stop, and then Loki just argue that like mental power equates to like physical power, which isn't true, but that'd be really dumb, and then argue that he's like above justice in terms, and then he's like universal off that. That's probably what I do to argue universal Jotaro, but that's obviously inaccurate. It's not accurate. What's your opinion on the scalers calling the sun stand a massive outlier, including the rock feet? What do you mean by the rock feet? Oh, like him punching a cave in the ground? I mean, they've never actually given me a good reason why. Can Johnny use Act 4 without the horse? Yes and no. He can use Act 4 itself. He cannot use infinite rotation without the horse. Part 5 is my favorite, and a lot of that is purely because of how much I enjoyed Diablo's a villain. He was the only JoJo villain I thought was low-key scary. Yeah, Part 5, I'm not even kidding you. I think it was a few months back, like I'd say like 9 months back or so. I was rewatching Part 5, and I was struggling to not say it was my favorite part, but it's because I watched Stone Ocean so much and so constantly back in like 2022 that I low-key got sick of it, so I haven't watched it since then. But I'm doing a whole rewatch of all the JoJo parts. I'm on part 2 right now. I'm on like episode 2 of part 2 right now. So I'm doing a whole rewatch, and then I'll probably make an edit on it, like my favorite parts, honestly. Let's see. It looks a bit strange, but at least is Diego the world physically better than Avdol's Magician's Raid? Absolutely not. Avdol's stand is like way stronger, way faster physically. Jotaro over big speed, so imp speed. You know what? That's a good scale right there. Yo, JoJo got a point. That's a good skill right there. Upskills, Poochie just got infinite speed above infinite speed. Goat. What are your thoughts on the theory that time stop is just Jotaro moving super fast? Oh my god. I hate it so much. It's the stupid, they'll use that garbage translation where it's like, Star Platinum moves so fast that it transcends time and causes it to stop or something like that, which is so buns. And then even then, like, it doesn't even, like, what even is the argument for that? Because Star Platinum doesn't even physically move, like, during time stop usually. They're, like, Jotaro just leisurely walks places, like, it makes no sense. I don't even know. It's such a dumb skill. Could the Part 4 and Part 5 crew team defeat Wonderview with high scaling? No. No. Absolutely not. Wonder you would just like decimate completely, and then Return to Zero just straight up wouldn't work on Calamity. Is there any JoJo character you like the least? Cars. I hate Cars. I hate Cars so much. Cars is my least favorite character in JoJo. He's an absolute bum. He's the worst villain in all aspects, besides power scaling. Third strongest villain, power scaling wise, but terrible villain in writing. Terrible villain in terms of how he worked. Dude had to sneak Lisa, trap Joseph, and then still got like low diff by a Joseph who was out of energy. Like, you can't convince me that Wamu wouldn't beat Cars, but... Who's your favorite character in One Piece? Ooh, in One Piece? Wow. Man, that's probably... It's basic, but probably Luffy. But if I was picking like a side character that I like more... a side character that I like more... It's a hard one. Man, I wish... it's been a while since I saw him, because he last appeared in, like, Skypiea, I think. I haven't seen it. I think it was Skypiea was the last time he appeared. Could be wrong. I'd have to see what his name was. Oh, wait, no, my favorite side character, like, my second favorite character, it's Doflamingo's brother. That guy was goated. What was his name? Oh, my God. I can't remember his name, because it's been, like, 300 episodes since I last saw him. But that guy was actually the GOAT. Like, that guy, he might even be above Luffy. That guy was awesome. It reflects light infinitely. I'm cool. I don't even think it says that. I think it says like it reflects it like a million times or something. And Attack on Titan, do you support Jaegerist or Alliance? Man, I'm rewatching Attack on Titan. Corazon, the GOAT. Yeah, in AOT, do you support Jaegerist or Alliance? If I remember right, I'm rewatching Attack on Titan 2. I'm like halfway through season 2. Weren't the Jaegerists just like basically supporting Aaron's idea of like destroying humanity or some shit like that? All I really know for sure about that is like Aaron's idea was like weird. Like I don't know, it wasn't really great to me. Like he took something that I swear wasn't that deep and made it like crazy, like very selfish goal, but it's whatever, I guess. Um, and the Alliance was trying to stop them, if I remember right, but probably support the Alliance if I remember what they were again, but I could be misremembering. Who do you think would win, Risotto or Diego? I mean, I don't really know, because if we're talking Diego with scary monsters, he could probably smell Risotto, and then he'd like probably be able to blitz him, honestly. What if Made in Heaven got a Requiem form? I would say we've seen that. Like, I would just use the novel version, Made in Heaven Requiem, that Novel Cars has. It pretty much just makes him speed up time faster, and he can, like, trap specific people in it, and he can, like, reset the universe, like, multiple times over, if I remember right. Like, basically, just, like, hop between universes via that, if I remember right. Hold on, wait, what is this scale? Jotaro over part 3 Joseph, over part 2 Joseph, Row, you love cars, equal Wrestle Angel, equal High Uni. I don't even know where you're getting universal Aegis Stone from, but if you can do that, you know what, that's impressive. What's your opinion on the scales that say light speed statement is a hyperbole and the light speed feats is an outlier? They're just blatantly wrong. Lights, like FTL is so consistent. Hangman stated light speed. Jotaro is stated capable of keeping up with light speed, Chili Pepper, all sorts of other stuff. It's just blatantly wrong to say that it's an outlier. I still can't believe you have One Piece over JoJo. That is a very unfortunate mental illness. Listen, One Piece is like, it has such a great emotional impact, and it's so fun to watch. Like, it's crazy that it's one of those things where you can watch it for so long, and to me at least, never like actually get bored of it. Like, as much as I love JoJo, I can rewatch the parts like 2 or 3 times at most, and then like I'm kind of burnt out usually. Just like One Piece has so much more material in the anime at least. I don't really know about the manga. I haven't read the manga yet, but I love the anime so much, so much. Let's see. Where would you rank D for C physically? One of the weakest stands in the series. Like bottom of the barrel, like probably bottom 15. Weakest main villain in terms of physical stats, weakest compared to the JoJo's. Let's see. Who's winning season 1, Invincible or Jotaro? I'm pretty sure Mark threw a baseball that like went around the earth like 8 times or something, and then he caught it, which would be like crazy high into like faster than light. So pretty sure Mark would like blitz, and I also think he has better durability to probably tank Star Planet's punches, but I guess you could argue Jotaro stops time and like phases inside his body. Who's winning season 1, Invincible or my bad? Read the same comment, my fault. Can characters with long-range reality warping and superior speed defeat Dio over Heaven? Yes, they can. Poochie absolutely slams Dio over Heaven. Fight me if you disagree. He 100% blitzes and one-shots. His hands, he would like blitz his hands and like cut his head off. Who do you think is better written, Akaza or Kokoshibo? Ooh. It's definitely Kokoshibo. But man, do I love Akaza. Akaza is great. Akaza is definitely a pretty simple, like pretty straightforward backstory merchant for the most part, but he's very well written. He's like the 3rd best written character in Demon Slayer, maybe 4th. I think Shinobu and maybe Doma. Doma's my hot take in Demon Slayer, by the way. Doma's writing is unbelievably underrated, but Shinobu and Kokoshiba are like better written than Akaza, if you ask me. Anyways, is there one character in JoJo you think has the weirdest clothes? That has the weirdest clothes? Will we count the Pillarman if you even call that clothes? Like, I'm pretty sure Fugo is confirmed to wear a thong too, or something like that. Probably go the Pillarman for counting them. Honestly, it has an interesting outfit, tell you that. If those is an outfit, is it tattoos? I'm pretty sure it's an outfit, yeah. Jotaro slams Invincible because Jotaro has statements of Star Platinum being the most... Yo, that was tough. I'll give you that. That was tough. Strongest My Hero character Cars could beat. I don't know. That's interesting because My Hero characters have very, very interesting like attack potency skills for like some of the stronger tiers. I think Deku would like one shot. Shigaraki one shots, of course. All for One probably one shots. All Might probably one shots. Stars and Stripes probably hack stiffs. There's like tons of stuff that can go there, but honestly, I'm not really sure. Not really sure who I'd say that like he could beat that's the strongest character. Because it really depends how you look at it. If what you define as beat, like if you define as like outlast, which even if you say he could do that, like a lot of them could low-key just like eventually beat him over time, or honestly, he might be able to beat Bakugo if Bakugo can't one-shot him. I'm not sure if he could. My Hero versus a Baki victim. Tuh. Deku absolutely one-shots Baki, I promise you. Trust. Okay, that's just abuse. He grabbed me while I was on the ground and just stomped me out. Please, bro. Weave. Weave. I've had better weaves. I've had better weaves. Low complex smokes in high ball outer. Nuke the whole generation. Go turn yourself into the police right now. What is he doing? Is JJK your least favorite anime verse to power skill and in writing as well, or do you actually have them on multi-city block, and is there a reason? Yeah, I just don't think any calcs above that are valid, and I actually really like scaling JJK inverse. I don't like scaling it cross-verse, though, because cross-verse is just irritating. But, I do like scaling it inverse a lot. It's probably actually my third or fourth favorite verse to scale inverse. Dude, Johnny is so trash. Please, Johnny, I'm begging you, man. That's accurate, by the way. Fugo would completely tank that. Believe it. Dude. Oh my god. Please. Yeah, Infinity most definitely buns crossovers. FTL, they ain't faster than cars. Yeah, they're not faster than cars, don't get me wrong. But cars can't really, like, do much to them. And on top of that, there is, like, a range gap. Cars doesn't really show, like, great range. He would low-key get... they don't even have to get close. Like, Deku can literally punch from, like, across. He could punch from, like, miles away and still one-shot cars. Like, All Might, like, punched and, like, destroyed city blocks. I'm not granting FTL to My Hero. It's debatable. I mean, you don't have to, but there are arguments for it. Dude, this... Oh, my God. Why is Johnny so buns? How did Gyro get hit, too? I'm begging you, Johnny. And I'm out of nails. No way. Joe Star technique. Run, please. I need my nails back. No! I tried to ult. God damn it. What did I just see Purple Haze do? Did I just... There's no way. I'm about to uninstall the game. No way, bro. My bad, I low-key missed a lot of comments. I've been getting stomped on by Fugo. I didn't even get hit that round. Let's see. Would you still like JoJo Part 6 if Poochie didn't exist? I don't really think that's fair to even like put in a comparison, because like if you mean like if I were to take out any scene involving Poochie, yeah, I'd still like Part 6. It wouldn't be like my favorite part because Poochie's like one of the best parts of it, but it'd still be above like Part 1 and Part 2 and Part 3. Probably be like my fourth or fifth favorite part. What's your thoughts on Vanilla Ice being able to make Void Dimension in the OVA? Make the Being able to make the Void Dimension? What do you mean? Like he in the I haven't seen the OVA. What does he like physically create it? Like it doesn't exist until he creates it? I mean, that would be a crazy upscale if we were saying that he scales to the canon version, because the canon version has an infinite dimension. So that'd be like a universal scale for like. It's still a creation feat, but that would be something. I'll tell you that would be something. Dodge, 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 jump, please jump. Yes. No. No. The method. No. Please, bro. Dude, he's just spamming that. He's literally just spamming that. He's literally just spamming that. Please. Please. There's no way. No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. What was that? What was that? You cannot pose like you did something productive. Just started spamming every single barrage in the books nonstop. You cannot pose like that. You did nothing productive, man. Oh my god. I feel like there's no way. Please. Please, man. Alright, let me get back to some of these comments now that I've successfully been beat by spamming once more. It says Asia holds infinite power. Might have been 6251. I had to drop one piece because it was too boring. I mean, hey, to each his own. If you could rewrite one character of any part, by rewrite, Fugo. I would have had Fugo go through Iraqi's original plan, where he was going to betray the crew, and then they were going to kill him later on. That would have just been way better if you ask me. But I think Babyface is an underrated stand and beats a lot of JoJo characters, and who's stronger, including Kira. Babyface definitely has good scaling. Like, honestly, Babyface is, like, very high up there. How do you pronounce my name? Man, this is crazy. So, a lot of people, I've never heard anyone pronounce it how I do. That's kind of the crazy part. I've never met a single person who pronounces my name how I do. Most people say Dokes, which that's like majority. Most people say Dokes. I have two friends that say Doxy. I say Dox. That's just what I say. I just say Dox. Though Doxy is the other way that I said it when I first created it. But Dokes is what most people say, but I never called it that once. I always went Dox. That's how I always say it. But anyways, do you think Diego went against AU Diego? If it's close range, yes. If it's far range, no. Or like not far, but like some decent distance, like 5 to 10 meters. Let's see. It makes me sad that my Diego the Road isn't physically very strong for the suitors. Why do you think? Because Iraqi just didn't mean for him to be that strong. Steel Ball Run is a very like gun heavy part. So, makes sense. Like the whole thing with the part is like guns being like a main thing. So it makes sense. Mark in season 1 is FTL mountain to country level from the moon feet. I don't know the cuts for the baseball one. So yeah, he would be like he'd probably beat JoJo then. JoJo stand stat cards are genuinely buns. Absolutely. So trash. Could cars with mitosis beat part 7? Mitosis. I mean, honestly, Cars just beats Part 7, even if it's not Ultimate Lifeform Cars. He just win anyways. Deku Solos Part 7, yes he does. Absolutely. If Jotaro had time during his time stop in Part 6, why did he just monologue instead of attacking and save Jolene? It's just plot build-up, that's it. Nothing else in that, it's just plot build-up. I don't really take, like, the talking seriously, and he was just... There's a thing about that scene, by the way. If you rewatch the scene, like Jotaro's final time stop against Poochie, I like to think that the reason you'll notice that Poochie is holding up 5 fingers. I like to believe, I can't confirm it, but I'd like to believe he was doing that to taunt Jotaro that he only had 5 seconds. I was like, that's tough as hell if that's what he was doing. Rekka Ragnarok slams Baki. Fist that transcends time 0.000. I'm crying, bro. Maharaga beats Jotaro and Dio. Maybe. Not really sure. Giorno versus Gojo. Giorno blitzes and one-shots horribly and return to 0 counters. Who has the best writing in Steel Ball Run? The best writing in Steel Ball Run goes in an extreme diff between Valentine or Johnny. Take your pick. I could go either way. I wouldn't call you wrong either way. A friend told me that Yujiro is physically stronger and he wins against Jotaro and Dio in part 3. He's physically, like, I don't think he's faster, but yeah, he's, like, physically stronger for sure. He's, like, pretty sure he has, like, country level feats and he, like, stopped an earthquake with a punch or something, so. I don't think My Hero has the speed for cars, definitely not. Yujiro is stronger than any human-made weapon and is, like, lightning speed. He does. Giorno blitzes. I already made a Johnny vs. Valentine writing edit. Giorno blitzes Gojo and Infinity is debunkable, absolutely. If Tussac 4 actually moved in time stop against Lord Diego, would you have him comparable or above? No, because the Lord Diego isn't even somewhat close to Dio or Jotaro. What is your take on Giorno versus Gojo? Yeah, Giorno blitzes and one shots because Infinity isn't automatic or passive. Wait, my bad. I got confused with Return to Zero. It is automatic, my fault. But it has like a filtering speed, and like that speed isn't instant. Like it can still be blitzed. For it to like filter through like mass speed and all that, so it can still be blitzed. Top 10 Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not really sure. I'd probably go like Sukuna 1, Gojo 2, Kashimo 3, the GOAT, Hakuri 4, or Yuta. Hakuri or Yuta 4 or 5, interchangeable. And then probably like Udame, Maki Toji, probably Yuji somewhere in there. I don't really know. 90% of JoJo versus Outhaxes stops Gojo's Infinity, and they view it as overrated. Yeah, it is. Use your horse. I was low-key struggling, my fault. I was low-key struggling. Let's run. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me turn the rounds down, actually. Is Dio overrated? In what way? Like, what are we... Kenjaku is trash, bro. Give me any reasoning for Kenjaku being up there. Like, dude has horrible physical stats. He has just buns physical stats compared to other people. He's low-key trash. Debate JoJo on it. Go 3, 9, 3. Do I remember you? Yes, I do. The better version of GER comment you gave me. Yeah, I remember it. What's up, Crimson? Let me keep going through some of these because I missed a lot during that one match. Is Dio overrated in a way of power scaling? No, he's actually underrated, probably. Or like fairly rated, like fairly rated, I'd actually say. He's underrated in terms of a top 10 placement. He's fairly rated in terms of like who he beats usually. Like I believe like he beats Diavolo, but some people would take Diavolo. He's overrated when it comes to beating Jotaro, though. He does not beat Jotaro. Mad overrated in that sense. But something that I find very annoying amongst power scaling is the fact that when a character has a feat that gets him to like island level, someone says, "Oh yeah, he wins. He's island level." I will say, yeah, it does come down to more than just like physical stats. I got nice edits. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Speaking of that, I still need to work on that one I've been working on. I have so many scrapped edits. I had a Caesar edit I was working on like a year ago that I never ended up finishing. I kind of want to finish it because I have the base project for it still. Fugo, Casual, Mining Johnny, he keeps going elsewhere. Let's see. What other comments am I missing here? Poochie is your favorite character, but what about his stand? I don't really like what's the name? Not really like a massive fan of Simon. I don't really care for Simon that much. Made in Heaven is probably like a top 3 stand for me. My favorite stand in JoJo is Whitesnake. Do I still agree with the Google Doc I made for Poochie? Absolutely not. In terms of who wins, yeah, but my reasonings were like sketchy for some of them. Like The whole Wonder Universe Poochie section is like not how I'd even look at it anymore. Like, it's just not even. Um, no, for real, where's the go, bro? Yeah, that guy's tough. He's always in my comments. That Diablo that I made for him. Go. Um, Gojo can beat Johnny via keeping his distance, spamming his AoE attack, and domain expansion. Yeah, I got Gojo beating Johnny too. Dio heavily outhacks Sukuna. Quality wise, yeah. Quantity wise, no. Maraga would be any JoJo character who messes around, including Dio, maybe. Let's see. Ringo with Mandem. What do you think of him? If he had blocked the Crusader's path, would that have been good? Kind of confused what you're asking me. Ringo's pretty much a bum though. He purposely nerfs himself, by the way. Like, this is stated in JoJo Valor. He can rewind time without using his watch, but he just nerfs himself on purpose. He also nerfs himself even more by letting his enemy attack first all the time. Like, he literally nerfs himself on purpose in character. It's hilarious. Something annoying about power it's all the time without context. I mean, I guess there is context to it. Like, for instance, like if you were to scale Deku's like normal punches equivalent to like a 100% full out blast, and yeah, I get what you mean. Um, Gojo kills Giorno via domain expansion. Yeah, probably. Can I play against you if you're playing on stream? On Steam. I don't know what you mean by Steam. Or do you mean stream? Because I play on PlayStation, but would Jotaro beat AU Diego? Yeah, absolutely. Jotaro, like, absolutely stomps him out for sure. What's your opinion based on judging Dio's attack potency based on what he can destroy? Well, he scales above Jotaro prior to his Rage Amp, so that would mean that he scales above Jotaro's feat of, like, punching a cave into the ground, which is calced at island level, so. Who wins, Chocolata or Popo? Can Popo even move? Like, can he even move downwards? Because I don't know if he can move, man. That guy's pretty big. I don't know if he can even move in the first place. That might just counter Chocolata, and then Black Sabbath would Loki stomp Chocolata out. So, probably take Popo. What was your first thought when you watched JoJo? I remember I remember watching part one, and I was so bored. And I was on part one for a while. And then, funny enough, I played Jump Force. I don't know if any of you know what Jump Force is. It's a fighting game. And I saw GER. I was playing with my friend, and he was using GER, and I was wondering what it was, because I'd never seen Stance at that point. No idea what it was. I was really confused. I was like, why does this dude have like a knight next to him? I was so confused, and I was getting cooked by my friends. So that like motivated me to keep watching JoJo. Like, my friends said they appeared like in part 3, so I finished part 2. I loved part 2. What got to part 3? Man, did I love part 3. Like, when I first watched part 3, ooh, it was great. And then I watched the other parts, and now part 3 is like pretty mid looking back on it. But very great experience. You know, I just love JoJo after that whole Jump Force situation. Let's see. Who do you think is the most complex JoJo and villain in writing? Johnny and Poochie. Or maybe Josuke. I don't know. Josuke might be more complex than Johnny, but Valentine's just Trump with a stand. Guys. I have a request, Maraga versus You Love Cars. I might make it. We'll see. I have a lot of cross-verse requests too, so we'll see. I don't know. Maharaga's just so confusing using that. GT Goku versus Poochie Made in Heaven. I plead the fifth. I'm not really sure what I think about Poochie versus Goku. Very weird debate. Hard for me to answer. If you were comparing Diego to Dio and Jotaro just because they have similar abilities and you're doing an equivocation fallacy, yes. Pretty sure it's like general hastalization or something like that. Wally West Comics versus GER. Wally West Comics versus GER. Wally West like horribly blitzes in one shots. Let's see. Yeah, cars would just blitz Yujiro and like absorb him probably. Yeah, Cars just blitzes and like absorbs Yujiro, if you ask me. What if someone stabbed their stand with the Requiem arrow twice? I just don't think it would work. Probably just wouldn't work. If you've ever done this, but how would Jotaro versus Sakuma Go Beyond go? Josuke one-shots horribly. Go Beyond just that broken. Who would win between Cars and Muzan? Cars blitzes for sure. He just like blitzes and one-shots with Hamon. Who would win between... Whoops, read the same comment. Do you still? No, I already answered that one too. Your favorite stand is White Snake. Like, bro, he is useless without his prep time. He is bad in combat, but not actually that strong though. Literally everything you said was wrong. White Snake is like basically equal to Stone Free in terms of speed and power. He has like town level AP, crazy power, good speed, crazy hacks. On top of that, like yeah, prep time, sure. He needs prep time to beat Jotaro, sure, but who's shocked by that? Why do you reject the JJK calcs and accept the JoJo calcs? Because the JJK calcs are usually buns, or they just don't hold, or like they're like misinterpreted by what the feat is. Like a lot of people use like Gojo's earthquake feat, and then like there's so many problems with the feat in itself before we even get to the actual calcs. What stand would you say is the best dab in your daily life? Crazy Diamond, for sure. I would pick Crazy Diamond 10 out of 10 times. Who do you see winning, Wonderview or SCP? I was talking to people about that in my comments. I don't know what that thing does, but apparently it's like basically immortal, so I think it'd be a stalemate between the two. Jogo Meteor, Jojo, if you're in the chat, go ahead and respond to that Jogo Meteor thing. If I remember right, it's because you can't prove it like anyone's skills to it anyway. So let's see. Who was I gonna use? I forgot who I was gonna use originally. I was using Kakuin. That's what I was using. I'm gonna do a Kakuin verse for you. Oh my bad. I'm still scrolling through the comments if I didn't answer your thing. Um, what doesn't count as an attack? What was your original question? What should count as an attack? Uh, why do I hate Valentine? Yeah, I hate Valentine because, in terms of power scaling, because he's overrated. I don't hate Valentine as a villain. He's my fourth favorite villain. It's not canon. It's only in Eyes of Heaven, but he has my favorite moment in all of JoJo when he fights Dio over Heaven. That's my favorite scene in all of JoJo, if we count it. I know it's a non-canon game, but technically the story was supervised by Rocky, so it depends on if you use an extended canon for SCP. I still don't even know what that thing does, but you once said to edit Goku or Funny Valentine. Big Goku Glizzy here can't Funny Valentine send attacks in other dimensions and pull all versions of his enemies. He can't use like alternate universe clones without exiting Love Train. Goku is like massively faster and stronger. He would instantly blitz as soon as Valentine did anything. Valentine has to leave Love Train to actually attack. So Goku would just like blitz and one shot him like horribly. And on top of that, he might be able to get through like you could maybe attempt to argue that like instant transmission, if you want to do like verse equalization and give Goku some not Goku Valentine some key, he might be able to like enter Love Train or maybe Hakai nonsense or I don't really know about getting through Love Train, but regardless, he was still winning anyways. Um, Josuke 4 versus Diego alternate universe with time stop. That's interesting. With time stop. My bad. That's not interesting. My fault. Josuke would like utterly like violate him. He just Diego couldn't even hurt him, and then Josuke would just like blitz and one shot him. Does Diavolo have 1v1 hand to hand combat experience, or is he just useless in the situation? I mean, we don't see him with any experience. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do anything. He has the same fighting style. He just like erases time and then attacks from behind, and that's like his whole thing. So I do think that he doesn't really have experience like that, but he does have the speed. Like he has the speed and the power to still be good in like hand to hand. He like blitz most people. There's nobody. Although I do think that Bucciarati versus him in like hand to hand without time erasure is one of the most like interesting things in JoJo to like discuss. Do you like Part 9 so far? Yes, I do. Part 9 is absolutely amazing so far. Can you tell me, as I said, I don't hate Valentine. He's just his power ceiling is like mad overrated. When are you gonna do Shigechi versus Valentine? Yeah, I'll do that matchup after this one. Let's see. Which character? Yeah, I'm playing a bunch of people randomly. All right. My favorite Joe bro, Caesar or Gyro. Props to you for guessing that, but yeah, Caesar or Gyro. Probably Caesar. Kind of like Caesar, but Gyro's good. Who's smarter, L or Jotaro? That's L by 10 miles. It's not even close. Jotaro has great like IQ. Don't get me wrong, but like if we're talking like in like every aspect, like L has better feats IQ wise. Yo, Kakyoin is goated. Yeah. Most people will think you hate the game, but it's actually the opposite. You're just telling the truth about power ceiling. Yeah. Which one would be a better stand in terms of healing, Gold Experience or Crazy Diamond? Crazy Diamond by a mile. Gold Experience kind of sucks in healing. Like one, it hurts when it heals someone. Like it literally hurts the person when it heals. Two, it's pretty slow at healing. And three, it's like it's just not that great. Like the best thing it can do is like I guess it could heal. Like I don't know if Josuke can restore something like a tree or something, but regardless, Josuke can heal somebody instantly without pain and like at insane speeds, like literally like faster than like anything Gold Experience can do. What's your view based on Valentine beats Dio because of Love Train that redirects attacks to different location? Valentine has to exit Love Train to like even attack Dio, so he would just get blitzed right then and there. Yo, Okuyasu was like bum in this game. Let's see. If Toru was executed better instead of introducing himself super late into the story, they could have been a better villain than Kira. I think Toru is underrated and underappreciated in writing, but I also still think he's like the second worst villain in the verse. And yeah, being introduced that late is like intriguing, interesting decision by Rocky, but it was a nice spin. It was a pretty unique spin. Um, but yeah, he's not like as good as the others. Obviously, if he had more screen time, it definitely would have been better. Do I think November Rain is going to become broken? Honestly, not really. I think the whole I think this is going to be more of a teamwork to defeat the villain rather than one JoJo beating the villain. I think that's what it's looking like more. When they put Valentine above Senator Armstrong, I don't know where Senator Armstrong's. I think Jobber had Senator Armstrong losing to Love Train Valentine, but he beats Base. Um, you hate Valentine because we said so. I'm going. Do you think Gyro could have beaten Valentine on his own? Nah, definitely not. He was relying on like Johnny being a distraction to like be able to get distance and like go to the ocean. Um, he would have most definitely. Uh, he would have most definitely like gotten like completely bulldozed by Valentine. Otherwise, Jobber hasn't posted in a while. Yeah, he quit JoJo stuff because Community was like horrible to him. But he still does like other things. I think he does like Death Battle, like pitches to the two Death Battle guys, if I remember right. Let's see. Who has the better rival type relationship, Light and L or Dio and Jotaro? Light and L by like a mile. Jotaro and Dio ain't even rivals like that for real. Like, I mean, Dio's first time meeting Jotaro. Keep in mind, Jotaro and Dio knew each other for 2 minutes. I want that to be very clear. Like, the Jotaro versus Dio fight lasted literally 2 minutes in the manga. Like, literally stayed like 2 minutes, if I remember right. So, like, they weren't rivals. They knew each other for 2 minutes. Now, if you said Jonathan and Dio, that's a whole different thing. Jonathan and Dio, that's really good. Like, that's hard to pick between him and Jonathan or Ellen Light. Dio versus Jotaro as a fight is honestly overrated. I don't know. To me, I think it was the best display of like a pure stand battle, like in JoJo. But it's an interesting fight. Cause to me, like, it's just very interesting because of the fact that it's such a great display of like two stands that like rival each other, physical versus physical. Great battle IQ feats, like an amazing like strategy in the fight. But if you want to say it's overrated, I wouldn't really blame you. Oh my god, I was supposed to do Shigechi versus Valentine. You gotta remind me, bro. You gotta remind me after I'm done with the match. My fault. Where do I scale William Afton intelligence wise? I'm pretty sure he got debunked and he's like an absolute bum. Like he had that huge craze over like he had a huge craze in like the like smart character editing community for a while, but then like when they looked deeper into it, he was actually like a bum and like not anything. That's okay, broken combo. Wow, that did not go how I thought it would. All right, get back to some of these comments. What's your opinion on someone saying that JoJo tries to observe physics and scale moves on to small city level from earthquakes and mansion explosion and DL building level, but use glass shard anti feed? Piercing durability, um, piercing durability and like blunt force durability are different. Because you're not going to convince me that like you can't use that glass feat and then simultaneously ignore feats of like Jolene punching away meteors, punching as hard as a meteor, and like Poochie like tanking those attacks. Like, come on, bro. We can't ignore those feats in place of like piercing attacks. It's so dumb. Damn it. There we go. No, yeah, I know you weren't saying that. I was just saying, I was just generally saying that like people will use that as like an anti. Oh, were there two comments? Because that's was that the same person? It was a different person. Do you consider it a bad debunk because those meteors can't destroy a shoe and scale below one level? It's so dumb because that's not how like. If anything, I'd say it's equivalent force because like Jolene is like has like relative force to those meteors, and she's the one pushing against it like full force on the other side of the boot, and she has her stand, so she should have the same level of power. And like those meteors are calced, like town level consistently. I have like 3 calcs for being town level. Um, let's see. The dub in Steel Ball Run is better than the sub. Now that's a hot take, but I would agree because I am an absolute JoJo dub glazer. Do you scale light over Jotaro? Absolutely. And how would Ayana Koji do in the L situation against Kira? I don't know. Ayana Koji wouldn't really have access to the police like L does, and if he doesn't have the access to, since he doesn't have access to like the police force, he wouldn't even be able to get like a lot of the information that like L did. And then on top of that, I honestly just don't think he'd do that well in the Kira case compared to L, because he's in like a worse situation. But if you replace the two, like let's say Ayana Koji was L instead, like they both had the same situation, but Ayana Koji was L instead, then yeah, he'd probably be able to do like relative stuff and probably catch Kira pretty well, honestly. Sub or death for me. I think some animes have amazing dubs. Some of them have trash dubs. Like Bleach has like a horrible dub, but like JoJo and like Attack on Titan have like amazing dubs. JoJo dub past part 3 is really good, like as good as sub. I'd agree with that. I don't know if he can write about himself, but the strongest one isn't Rohan. Can't he just write the protagonist of the story? Nah. That's not really what his ability does. He just like changes, like he just writes like safety locks or like simple commands. He can't really write stuff like that. Kellen Goff voicing Diablo is perfect. Kellen Goff voicing Diablo is like without a doubt, like to me, as somebody who watches all my anime in dub, unless it's like a new anime where like Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, I had to watch like each episode in sub first. But to me, Diablo dub, Kellen Goff's performance, the greatest dub performance like ever, without a doubt. But that's just me. Do you consider it a shit take or hot take if they got Sukuna dismantling the verse or solo the verse by keeping his distance and spam binding Val via better travel speed? Depends who we're talking about. Like, who's he facing? Because he wouldn't get a chance to travel away if he's facing someone like Jotaro. Jotaro would just like pop time stop and immediately like bulldoze him before he got a chance to run away. Morio amped Red Hot Chili Pepper versus GER. It's the same thing as Crazy Diamond versus GER. It's like, do you think Chili Pepper is a blitz above him or not? Or do you think that like Chili Pepper blinding him with light would be able to like prevent GR from reacting to the attack? Now that's something to think about. Let's see. FNAF lore writing is top tier. I would consider putting it above most of my fave animes. Yeah, it's an amazing one for sure. He definitely has law manipulation. Maybe? I'd have to reread it, honestly. But do you think Stillborn Anime will portray Valentine as a sub 5? I heavily doubt it. I think he'll just start out as like the buff and like, because that was just an art style change. They'll probably just do it like they did with Josuke in part 4, where like Josuke looked like his later self instead of his earlier adaptation. So they'll probably just make Valentine his like normal self. Let's see. I only watch anime and sub, but it pains me to admit Kellen Goff was just amazing as Diablo. Hey, at least you can admit it, bro. Kellen Goff was so gas as Diablo. Which JoJo character got your favorite drip? Gyro. Red Hot Chili Pepper could blitz Josuke though. He did not blitz Josuke. They were like very high row. They're like very relative to each other, and then like Chili Pepper like overwhelms him after a barrage. I wouldn't say he like blitzed him at all. I'd just say he outpaced him and like overpowered him. So that's why I'm saying that. So Bucciarati versus Josuke Part 4. Josuke like blitzes and one shots horribly. Maybe blitzes. Probably blitzes. I'm not really sure. I cannot read Spanish, unfortunately. At least so. Fortunately, I'm afraid. Don't forget to do Shigechi versus Valentine. Oh yeah, thank you. W reminder. Why do you genuinely like making edits in dub line said by a person who always watches anime and sub? Because you can understand what the characters are saying. When you use Japanese and like a who's stronger at it, you just blatantly won't be able to understand what the characters are saying. So like, it's just a bunch of words in the back that are like covering up the song instead of actual dialogue. At least you understand what they're saying to a degree in dub. And then there's times when like I'll make an edit where it sounds like the characters are actually talking to each other. So. Let's run some Shigechi and alright. Let me go to this. Do you think multi-continental scaling for Jotaro is absurd? Yeah, absolutely. Unless there's a calc that I'm missing. Hey, if there's a calc that says it, slide that calc my way. Hit me up on Discord. If there's a calc that does that. Pretty sure Scott wasn't even planning a story for FNAF and only made a story later in development. Originally, yeah, probably. Doppio with Epitaph versus Valentine with Love Train. Doppio should probably win that. He has good reaction speed. Like, he reacts to Risotto's scalpels, which can, like, overwhelm King Crimson's punching speed. So they're probably, like, faster than light territory. So he'd probably be able to react and, like, bulldoze Valentine once he got close enough. But his range is limited, like, very limited, so. If Josuke fought Diavolo, he will win because Crazy Diamond is relatively equal to Star Platinum speed. Yeah, I agree with that. Wait, do I agree with that? No, I don't because Crazy Diamond doesn't have passive protection. Sorry, I was like, you're not wrong on the speed part. You're not wrong on the speed part, but it's the fact that the passive protection. Jotaro has a passive protection to counter like Diavolo, like throwing blood in his eyes and stuff. So, meanwhile, Josuke doesn't. At least we don't see a passive. Like we've seen during the Chili Pepper fight. Josuke gets overwhelmed and is blind spots by Chili Pepper, meaning that against Diavolo, he couldn't protect his blind spots either, so he would just get like bulldozed by Diavolo, unfortunately. But I agree with the speed part. He is faster. How do you scale attack on Titan power scaling? Pretty sure they're cool little superhuman speed, like large building level, probably. Except for like the Colossal Titan. Colossal Titan. I think I saw a calc for the Colossal Titan. It was like city level. What do you think if Kakyoin lived through part 3 and somehow got a Requiem stand? I have no idea what that would even be. Couldn't tell you. Could not. I mean, maybe like when he controls people, like if he goes inside their body. I mean, maybe he could like affect the soul or something doing that. I don't really know what, but very weird. I have no idea how that would work. How long will this stream go? I'll probably go like another like hour or so. I'll probably end at like 3:30, something like that. Alright, let's see. Sure, look with just a storage mobile tool to drive the community, yeah. Did they reveal how precise King Crimson is yet, or is it still a question mark? Still a question mark, but I'd say it's pretty precise. He can hit like pretty precise like organs and stuff if I remember right. All right, the ultimate matchup. I will be making an actual versus edit on this eventually. This ain't looking good. Oh my god. Okay, good to know the bird did productively nothing. He has no range. Oh my god. This is bad, man. What was that? Modulo UG is so bones. Yo, facts. Modulo UG trash. Which stage is your favorite? Do you mean like a stage in Still Ball Run or a map in this game? If you mean a map in this game, then it's what's it called? Weave. If it's a map in this game, then I would probably say the part 6 map. The specifically Cape Canaveral. Pretty cool map. And I love the like special thing with Made in Heaven. The hell was that? Wrong button. Holy misclick. No. Please, bro. What was that? Dogging a city of fodder curses. Congratulations. Somebody hand him his top 1 trophy. This low-key the equivalent. This like the raw equivalent of somebody being like somebody saying, "Oh, Silver Chariot affected a whole city. Hand him his top 1 trophy, bro." God, please, bro. Please. Please. Yes! Yes! That was intense. Do you consider the take ridiculous if they got multi-continental Jotaro via upscaling weather report who can destroy the ozone layer and got to a suit to be? Yeah, that's a scale that I've seen before. Like, yeah, you can use that to a degree. Like, I wouldn't use that myself, but I've seen those scales, yeah, where like it's like Gyacho is calced at like country level, and you like scale Jotaro above that via strongest stand. I just don't know why we're scaling I just don't see why we're scaling what's it called? Physical stats to creation feats, but it's whatever, I guess. I don't believe it. I don't support it if that's what you're asking. To weave. This is on the hardest difficulty, by the way. Valentine is really a bum. I'm telling you. Blitzed before he entered his flag. Accurate. Blitzed before he entered his flag, bro. Accurate. Weave. What are you doing? I'm trying to do the move. Do the move, please. In one of your videos, you said that Poochie is stronger than Cars, a life form. But since he is invincible, he can regenerate very quickly. How does he do it? How does he, like, beat Cars? Universe Reset. Like, a lot of people don't understand how broken Universe Reset is. Universe Reset will make anything that was fated to happen still occur, with the sole exception of Poochie. So, like, for instance, think of it like Bites the Dust, where, like, Rohan still ended up dying. Like, even when he didn't encounter Hayato in the new thing. So let's say that, like, Poochie reset the universe and accelerated time again. Cars would go to space purely because it was fated to happen. Purely because it was already fated to occur, he would go to space. And Poochie's the only exception to that. Like, he's the only one who's, like, fate. Like, he doesn't follow, like, whatever happened before. So, like, literally, Cars would just go to space naturally because that's what was fated to happen. It's actually so unbelievably broken. Like, Universe Reset is mad underrated. We could talk about that on Discord if you want. We could talk about that on Discord. That's just blatantly stated. That's shown too. That's not even just stated. That's shown too. Like, things that are fated to happen in a previous universe still happen in the new one. Even without certain events progressing to actually happen, like, even without the same things happening, it still happens. Not even. You don't understand Universe Reset. I will explain it to you later. Anyways. Let's see. Which character you think is the easiest to play in the game? I was doing really good with Josuke. I don't know, Josuke was pretty broken. I think that's probably the best. Or Kira. We don't even talk. Kira as the AI is ridiculous, dude. I don't know. Kira AI is like the most broken thing I've ever faced in my life, dude. Sheer heart attack, completely unavoidable. I don't know what to do about it. What's your take on Part 1 Yuji? What? Part 1 Yuji, like Season 1 Yuji? Versus like Stanless Jotaro? You mean like before he became like unironic? You could honestly get Stanless Jotaro. It's probably not true, but Jotaro did like react and like knee a dude out of the way from an Anubis attack, and this is the same Anubis. It's like faster than Silver Chariot. I don't really know. It's probably he probably kneed before Anubis actually attacked, but that's like such a dumb skill. You probably could argue that Jotaro would actually win that, but being logical, I mean, Jotaro has way better durability. I don't even think Yuji could really damage him like that. So Jotaro would probably win. Do you believe multi-city block is too low for JoJo? Yeah. Small town and MFTO plus. You can argue that, honestly. You really could. Part 8 Kira versus Valentine. Part 8 Kira is like absolute trash. I mean, he got blitzed by Vitamin C. Is Jonathan a bum? Yeah. Hurts me to say it. I used to scale him to like faster than light, but I kind of fell off that scale because I really didn't like it. It's like mad inconsistent. So I don't really buy like faster than light Jonathan anymore. How do you scale Diavolo's AP? I would scale him to being able to like one shot Polnareff, who can like take like a hit from like a holding back Jotaro, like a hit to the neck from holding back Jotaro. Granted, as I said, that was holding back. And then I would scale him there from that, so that would put him like pretty much like probably like top 10 in terms of AP. You could also use the fact that like Bucciarati can like tank punches from like Giorno, and Giorno can like destroy a whole parking lot of cars with a few punches. Probably top 10 just off of his feats against Polnareff. He could also like shatter Polnareff's armor with like a casual like hit. Calculations for Zeppeli's deep sea passover is at 43. Add me on Discord and send me that scale. I need this scale immediately. I need this scale immediately, bro. This multi-continental part 1 scale. I need this in my life, please. I need this. Please. All right. Stanless Jotaro's only feat is beating the fuck out of bro, man. Now, bro, I need that. We need that. We need that scale. Have me on Discord, bro. I need that scale. What's the scale? I need that calc immediately. Star Platinum Part 6 is physically stronger than Parts 4 and 3. Yeah. Part 6 over Part 4 over Part 3 physically. But Part 3 Jotaro is still top 6 in terms of AP, so. Is Modula Yuji over Deborah? No. Deborah would like blitz in one shot as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any reasoning why Modula Yuji's like worth anything. He did nothing productive. All he did was wear a hoodie the whole time, one shot fodder curses, and then beat like a fodder Mahito. So should I slide the JoJo filler? Yes. I'll slide me that too, because I forget what scan you're talking about, because I have JoJo, but I just don't remember that scan. So feel free to slide that to me. Who you got between Polnareff or Simon Pucci? Within 2 meters, Polnareff blitzes and one shots. Outside of 2 meters, he just kind of gets cooked by gravitational shift. Like he just immediately fought his death. Whenever you get that part, no, for real, we need that. We need that continental calc. We need that immediately. Stanless Diavolo versus Koichi with Echoes Act 1. Tinnitus, bro. They just gonna give him nothing but ringing ears, and then Diavolo low-key just gets pissed off and like beats the hell out of him. Not gonna lie, yeah, Diavolo would low-key win that. Like Diavolo would low-key just like sprint at him and then just start beating him to a pulp. Does L with all the police force knowledge solve the Kira case? He's not solving either of those cases. Like, not gonna lie, like the problem here is Kira leaves literally no evidence, so he's not doing anything. And Diavolo literally runs all of Italy, so even if he attempted to, he would get found out and his location, like, revealed. Maybe he could solve who Diavolo is. My bad. He could maybe solve who Diavolo is. He'd just get killed in the process. Do you think if Jotaro went to Italy instead of Koichi, he could have helped and stayed to help Jotaro against Diavolo? Yeah, it's stated by Araki. It's actually against Diavolo in that case. Yeah, he could have. But even if you want to go further back, it's stated by Araki that if Jotaro came to help Polnareff, they like probably could have beat Diavolo. So I know, bro. The JoJo skin will be revolutionized. I need this. Who's your favorite side and main villain from any part? Pucci's my favorite main villain, and my favorite side villain is... My favorite side villain is probably Akira. Akira's the GOAT. Or, my fault, Wamu. Wamu's so tough, man. Wamu, best pillar, man. Where would you scale Star Platinum strength-wise? City level to island level, fifth strongest in the verse? Yeah, fifth strongest in the verse. Modula usually destroyed all of my toes in 8 domain just by standing still. Also in battle domains, Dabra would get one shot by Yuji Shrine. You're low-key never proving that he's getting like domain off before he just got blitzed anyways. And I don't think his domain has like any like viable like speed for how fast it would activate anyways. Plus, both of their domains are just, they don't really show anything. I don't really like the idea of a domain battle between that, honestly. Dabra just low-key blitzes, I ain't gonna lie. Favorite side villain, Jobin, Diego, and Risotto. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Jobin's so tough, actually. He's probably like the best written side villain. Needing a 2v1 against Diavolo is crazy and it's still just a maybe. It was a hypothetical by Araki. We all know Jotaro alone would win. Only Glaze I accept for Diavolo. No, for real, bro. Where's the GOAT at? I feel bad that he's missing the stream. Where'd you get island level from? He's calced at island level via destroying, like punching a cave into the ground, and you could also scale him off like the high end of the sun calc, where like Chariot deflects beams. Let's see. Johto remains very strong, but we remember that he holds back even against Kira. He didn't hold back against Kira. At least I don't think he did. I don't see why he'd have any reason to. He was just like low key on like 1 HP, which is the reason he didn't like completely bulldoze Kira the first time. And the second time he like shattered Kira like a damn walnut. Like he just shattered him. Though granted, he did get like damage off of like stuff that Josuke was already doing too. But why do most people want to place the characters in Part 7 at like very high resistance level? Yeah, I don't know why. What's your take on Alessi versus Prosciutto? Prosciutto like instantly blitzes in one shots. Yeah, Prosciutto just blitzes for sure. And what your takes and I respect for your those opinions. You want to say keep up the good work. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Who Kashimo NBA? I'm making that edit, not right now, but that will be made. Kashimo versus Red Hot Chili Pepper will be made. It will be made. I don't know when, but it will be made. Brody, slide these calcs. Slide these mythical multi-continental calcs. Slide these mythical calcs. Please, bro. Please, bro. Dogs420, add me on Discord, bro. Slide these calcs. What happened to Whitesnake versus Toji? Oh my god, yeah, I scrapped it. I scrapped that, and I also scrapped Jotaro Part 3 versus Jotaro Part 6. I had both of them. I scrapped both of them. But I'll probably remake Whitesnake versus Toji. It's just scrapped for now. Oh, you're waiting for me to accept the request. My bad. I accepted the request. Feel free to slide those calcs. You might be the savior of my JoJo agenda. This might be the greatest upscales in the history of history. Oh my god. Oh, it's an anime calc. God damn it. Of course it's anime. I don't love using anime calcs, but... Oh my god, it really is country level. No way. No, not the Gyacho one, the other one. That's interesting. Wow. Large town. Multi-continental? No way. No way. Hold on. I'll have to look through these, but this is great. This is phenomenal. I'll send it to you, love. I'll send it to you later. Yeah, I got you. I'll send it to you. Let's see. I don't think you've ever mentioned it, but Jotaro gained power with his stand thanks to his snare in Part 3 and others, but his Dark Determination better than Rage. What does Dark Determination do again? Isn't it just like... Doesn't it just give him like great endurance? Isn't like the whole thing it gives him like great endurance? Oh my god, another... Hold on. Is this greatness? One sec. I'm just immediately saving all these. These are the scales. The rest of the calcs are in there. I will check that out. I will check that out a little later, and we might have some upscaling to do for this show. We might be in an age, a great age of multi-continental JoJo. We might finally have arguments for beating My Hero Academia, bro. All right, let's see. It's weird for me that Johto didn't shatter. I can't speak. Jotaro shattered Dio's head in Part 3 and couldn't do the same to Pucci in Part 6. That's just an upscale for Pucci. Like, Pucci has insane durability. He was able to take punches from Jolene, who can, like, deflect meteors, and is stated to punch as hard as a meteor. So, who wins, FF or Koichi? Probably Koichi. Probably. maybe. If you think that like echoes can just like dodge or like deflect the plankton and like weigh them down with gravity, maybe. But then again, plankton is like a ton. He can only weigh down like one thing at a time. Maybe they count as one thing as a blob or they're individual, and that'd be interesting. Maybe actually, I don't know. FF might actually win that. I'm not sure. Um, watch Death Parade. It has Light Yagami in it. I think I saw that clip. Let's see. Just before being defeated by Johnny, the president brought him to the course of the railroad, had a power that could only be stopped for 5 seconds, which is not as strong as in part 3, but in addition to knife attack, he also... Isn't this statement just for, like, time stop? Like, it's like, yeah, he can only stop time for... I'll have to translate that again, actually, but... Because I have a clearer scan of that. I'll have to check this JoJo. I don't want a bit more. I'll have to grab the thing I saw. Thank you for the calcs, by the way, and thank you for the JoJo Veller scan. Let's see. You should do SCD with jjba characters in different animes. They just don't really have good like SCD arguments, to be honest. The Dark Determinant is to obtain pure selfishness, but apparently, according to fans, it also increases physical abilities. I'm pretty sure it increases his endurance, but that's like it. So I'd say Rage is better, because Rage increases your like power. Hot take, but besides Jonathan, Giorno is the most boring compared to other JoJo's. Yeah, absolutely. Sea Moon and White Snake Poochie with good speed feats is genuinely so overpowered. Yeah. White Snake has... if you want to say that Honesty's feat against the snails is faster than Light, then it's honestly not bad. Like, they're not that bad. They're not, like, amazing, but they're not bad. Should I make a Blue Lock manga edit? Go for it. I need to hop back on Blue Lock eventually after Naruto. Hot take, but my bad. I was reading something. Let's see. Is there anything else I'm missing? Do you have Joseph over L, Light, and Ayanokoji? Absolutely not. Yeah, nah. Cursed Spirit Naoya versus Gyro. Naoya would like Blitz. He's like Mach 3. Naoya would Blitz. What would my stand be? I have no idea. That's something that I'd have to think about, like, in depth for a while. Like, that's something I'd have to actually think about. I have no idea. Let's see. All I know is I'd want my stand to be more hacks based than physical, but I wouldn't mind. Like, it's not really a thing like punching is like all that. I'm looking for more of like a hacks based stand if I had one. In travel at his highest speed, I mean, that doesn't really matter because it's not like Gyro's reacting to that. So, like, he'd just get blitzed. Which he has to build up. I mean, yeah, I guess. Would he still scale to, like, his human version? Because if he still scales to his human version, then he'd still be, like, Mach 1 or something like that. Because isn't he, like, surpassed, like, Supersonic, if I remember. So he'd be, like, Mach 1. Do you scale... What's up, man? Do you scale Chainsaw Man? And if you do, who do you scale at the top of the verse? Unfortunately, I do not scale Chainsaw Man. I haven't. I watched a few episodes of season 1, and I watched the Reze movie, but that was about it. But I'm pretty sure people have what's the name? That one girl. Forget what her name is. She's what the hell is her name? Actually, what the hell was her name? I think she was like the War Devil or something like that. I don't know. She did something with Mission. Yoru, yeah, Yoru. Yeah, that's what most people have as top one, so I'd assume she's top one. Could be wrong. Or the Darkness Devil. What was that one? The other one, the Darkness Devil? I don't know a lot of people glaze the Darkness Devil if that's what it was called. Can someone explain to me how Emporio and Jolene got away from Poochie? I never understood how underwater Poochie is in a disadvantage. Well, he was running out of stamina. This is stated by Jolene. Jolene says that his speed could easily catch up to them, but he was just straight up like running out of energy rapidly, so he had to go back up for air. And then Jolene furthered it by like he did catch up, by the way. Like he did catch up after like a little bit, and then Jillian like cut the string so that she could fight him, and Emporio could get away when he had to go back up to get more air. So like she like tired out the rest of his stamina in that quick exchange, and then he had to go back up. So, let's see. Your stamina B is to trap a JoJo LARPer and a JoJo be stronger to make them skilled. Damn near, that'll be my domain expansion. Okay, bro. Human is subsonic at his highest speed after. Isn't he supersonic? I don't remember. I saw an argument that he was like Mach 1 because he it was like shown that he like broke the sound barrier or something in a panel. I don't remember. Is Wonder you fodder or goated? Absolutely goated. What? He's so tough. Do you have Ayanokoji over L? I've heard that Ayanokoji has huge upscales in like the recent like volumes or like years, so he probably beats him, but I haven't personally scaled Ayanokoji at his fullest yet, but I know he's like comparable at the very least. So I guess it could go either way. Where do you scale JoJo's cosmology? Multiversal plus, via like an infinite number of universes as stated by Valentine. What JoJo character has the most aura? Has the most aura? Probably Diavolo. I mean, keep in mind, Diavolo, by just being mad. Like, what do you mean by aura? Do you mean aura in terms of literal, or aura by, like, just, like, cool, like, poses and shit? Because, like, by aura, Diavolo just, like, existing, literally, like, Polnareff literally felt like he had a dagger, like, racing for his heart just by, like, Diavolo even, like, slowly awakening from Doppio. Like, it's kind of crazy. He had, like, crazy innate aura. Dio's probably up there, too. Aura by cool poses and shit. That would probably be... That would probably be... Yeah, Dio... Probably Dio, but, like... Kira's really tough, too. Dio's probably gotta be Dio. It's probably gotta be Dio. Yuha or Gabby? Yuha look. Probably Blitzes. And I'm not even gonna lie, he could probably do something with the Almighty, like some absolute nonsense to, like, maybe get past Go Beyond. I don't really know. That's a weird interaction, but he'd probably just he has actual good travel speed, unlike most JoJo characters, so he'd probably find a way to get to Josuke before Go Beyond could hit anyways. Probably go Yuha. I hate always pronounce. I just say Yuha, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced like Yuha Baha. That's like the dumbest shit ever. So, how do you bypass Calamity in Crossroad Sense? Just being faster than Wonder View in terms of like you really don't need that much speed. Like if you're like faster than Light or hell even like lightning speed, you could get past Calamity and land attacks, but you can't. The thing about Postmortem Wonder, you have to either destroy the universe, have conceptual erasure, or like something to do with fate that would like force him to be erased, or like create a different reality. Like for instance, like right back to Yuha or Yuha Baha. Like he could go find a reality where that actually happens, or something like that. If I remember right. Found out that something that could be rightfully used. We can say that all characters in Part 7 are better at shooting than all the other parts. I don't know. Did you see Whitesnake when he had that gun? Granted, the gun didn't shoot, but he looked like he was more confident in his shot. I think Whitesnake would look. He gapped him in shooting skill. No bias. Bucciarati or Abacchio, but it's a fist fight. Abacchio unironically wins. It's stated in a Q&A from Araki that Abacchio is the strongest among the Part 5 crew in just straight hand-to-hand combat, like without any stance. Fun fact. If you could bring a JoJo character back, which one would it be and why? If I could bring one back... somebody bring Narancia back, bro. He literally got taken out so randomly, so suddenly, so just like, oh my god. Honestly, it might be biased because Narancia is one of my favorite side characters. If I had to bring one back as like a story thing, like that was more relevant to the story, I would probably go with Caesar. Like it would have been tough if Caesar actually was able to help in that final fight, but Gyro did everything he needed to do, though. I'm not going to lie. Don't get me wrong. Gyro was goated and stuff, but Gyro did everything that he really needed to in that final fight. And I guess you could say the same about Caesar, but Caesar would have been such a help to have. using his bubble lens in that like Wamu fight could have conserved Joseph's energy. Poochie versus Ichigo. Yeah, I plead the fifth once again. I don't really know about that. Ichigo has like very weird scaling. Poochie's faster, maybe. Maybe JoJo would probably kill me for saying that, but you so hacks broken, nah, for real. Kind of killed some of his aura. It really did. Do you consider Wonder You and Josuke carrying the part 7 to 8 era? Absolutely. Can't Gappy just be Bliss before he activates Go Beyond? Depends on the person's travel speed and what the starting distance is. Like, I believe that Josuke would likely get blitzed by, like, most JoJo characters at the fights within 2 meters, but JoJo characters have, like, garbage, like, travel speed, so if you put them, like, 5 meters apart, he just one-shots with Go Beyond. When you can answer, that was one how a henchman had a gun and Mr. Loki got it. Were you grinning ear to ear when I watched Joker? Yeah, I was. It was just really funny to watch GER, like, RTZ do damn near nothing, and then he tries to, like, barrage that bullet and just gets absolutely bulldozed. God, that was funny. Bring back Stroheim. Yep, Stroheim. Dog, that guy was... I love his English dub so much. His English dub is so passionate. Yo, Mista Loki really tough when it he honestly if we weren't counting his stand, I don't really know. Mista's pretty high up there though. He's way more skilled than Whole Horse, tell you that. Foo Fighters is tough. Yep, Foo Fighters is tough. Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Foo Fighters, yeah, honestly, yeah, Foo Fighters Loki should have been brought back. Oh, yeah, Foo Fighters is probably like a top 3 pick for me. If you look closely, Johnny is stronger than Jotaro, but would he dare hit a disabled person on the ground? Part 3, Jotaro would decimate a disabled person without any hesitation. I guarantee it. If he was an enemy, 100%. Now, if we were to say he wasn't an enemy and he was just like a normal interaction, I don't know, maybe, but the deadliest stand duo is Seamoon and Green Day. Oh, yeah, my bad. You meant Chocolate Stand. Yeah, I was confused for a second. Yeah, that's actually a very broken duo. Yeah, it's actually extremely broken. GR Coper's still coping it. No, for real. Do you consider travel speed a win con if used to keep their distance and spam their AoE in short range like Jodo, Kira, and Dia? It depends. It really depends what like who it is. Like against Kira, that could work, but against Jodo or Dio, it depending on how fast their travel speed is, they would just stop time before they got a chance to run away. Who do you think is better written, Johnny or Lelouch? Lelouch, my goat, my absolute goat, second favorite MC of all time, my goat, my absolute goat, no doubt, one of the greatest characters ever written. Let's see. This is why I'm subbed to you, W-Mans. W-Mans. If you could join anyone's group like the Stardust Crusaders, the Part 4 group, I mean, the Part 4 group just, they chill. You know, they're not... The Part 5 group, you're going to get hunted down immediately. Not to mention, most people on that squad are weird. Abakio's a douche. Part 3 wouldn't be bad. Like, I go Part 4, number 1, because they're really chill, and then, like, Part 3, number 2. And then I'd go, like, the rest of them just kind of suck after that, honestly. Star Platinum literally punched a blind man and yelled in satisfaction. I'm kind, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, he would not hesitate. Foo Fighters Requiem versus Josuke Part 4. Foo Fighters Requiem. What would a Foo Fighters Requiem even look like? It's a serious question. Something I always wondered about, Anubis has the ability to adapt, but can he adapt to the stoppage of time and move? And if he fights Maharaga? No. He adapts to fighting styles and, like, he adapts to learn what a technique does, but he doesn't, like, gain immunity to it. Like, he basically just learned that, like, Chariot, like, the whole, like, it fires its sword, he learned how to counter that even when he did it. Like, he basically just adapts to something mid-battle, but he doesn't adapt to, like, a hacks. He doesn't really adapt to hacks like that. Morio Warriors is such a chill group to be in, exactly. Do you consider Cars riding inconsistent? I consider it garbage and inconsistent. Like at some points, he'll like try to protect life, like protect a dog. This dude will protect a dog from getting ran over and then in the process kill the 2 other life forms that are trying to run the dog over. Like, bro, let me save this flower and in the process eradicate humanity. Don't mind me. Please, bro. Evangelion, yes, I have. I need to watch it eventually. I do need to watch it eventually. I haven't watched it though, but I need to. Um, I think that's the anime I'm thinking of at least. Let me check real quick. Evangelion. Yeah, yeah, I need to watch it. It's on Netflix. I could watch it. How did Kira even survive Jotaro stand barrage but died in the ambulance? Honestly, it's a plot hole. It's a major plot hole. He shouldn't have. He should have died to Jotaro because in the first encounter, Jotaro like knocks him out, even though he's like way weaker due to being so injured. And then in the second encounter, he doesn't even knock Kira out, even though he landed way more punches with way more power. It's honestly just an outlier to make the ambulance thing more shocking. Johto destroys Johnny. Johto's much faster. So it doesn't foreigner. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Johto slams. Foo Fighters Requiem is literally Plankton from SpongeBob. Trust. Foo Fighters wins because SpongeBob versus OP. No, for real. Being able to control Plankton is actually so bro. It really would be. There's something I'm wondering about because if Dio found Anubis in a museum, but he knew, because if he didn't know, he could have drawn his weapon and sent Anubis to control him, right? This is assuming that he found Anubis in a mansion. It could have honestly been a situation of like Anubis already was possessing somebody, and then like Dio found that user, and then he like beat Anubis, and then forced Anubis like under his heel via like showing his power. We don't know how he found Anubis, if I'm not mistaken. It's not stated. So there's a million other things that could have happened. Like for all we know, Anubis was controlling a guy, and then that guy met Dio, and then Dio beat him, and then Anubis was like in awe of Dio's power, and then submitted to him. Can Crazy Diamond revert Gojo's infinity? No, I don't think so. Shouldn't be able to. Jojo, if you're still in the chat, yeah, you let me know. I don't really know. I don't think so. That's weird. I don't think he can. What's your thoughts on Bohemian Rhapsody? Very trash in a 1v1, very good for like if he was just like what he was in the story, a side villain who was like pulled up out of nowhere in the middle of multiple other things. Like he was good. So, but in a 1v1 he's trash because the user has to be far away, otherwise the user just like completely like gets like bulldozed. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Infinity isn't a physical thing. I don't know what he's punching to restore. That's what I was thinking. What do you think of light novel JoJo, like Ellen Carr? Would they beat Poochie or lose? Yeah, they would beat Poochie for sure. I mean, light novel Cars literally has Made in Heaven, except better. So, who wins, Mista or Cocky? I mean, Mista blitzes, honestly. Yeah, Mista blitzes, honestly. His like bullets are like arguably faster than Sticky Fingers when they're kicked. When they're kicked, not normally, but when they're kicked by his bullets, they're like arguably faster than like Sticky Fingers, which means he's arguably faster than King Crimson. So maybe he's at least relative to King Crimson if his stand kicks the bullets. So, do you think Johnny is overrated in writing or not? Nah, fairly rated, maybe even a little underrated. Tuskag 4 versus Gojo. Gojo slams for sure. He would dodge like infinite rotation even if like it got close to him. 2, he just like would like overwhelm Johnny immediately. With like either physical attacks because he's faster, or he would just like domain diff, or he just one shot with red, or one shot with purple, one shot with blue. Take your pick. Do you think early Johnny would punch a baby if it was holding a corpse part? Early Johnny would without hesitation punch that baby. Oh my god. Do you consider Dio travel speed subsonic via Speedwagon statement and blitzing police? Wasn't Speedwagon statement that he was as fast as a cheetah? I don't know when a cheetah was subsonic speed. Shit, I must have missed that update. What the? Oh, and blitzing police officers, but I'm pretty sure that's his attack speed. I'm pretty sure that's his attack speed, not I didn't think he traveled that fast. Blitzing police. And honestly, I have a huge inconsistency with that because if he did have that level of travel speed, he wouldn't have needed a car to chase down Kakyoin and Joseph. He would have just like immediately like blitzed. I'd say it's inconsistent. I want to say yes, subsonic travel speed is inconsistent. This is a bad place, but Dio, who had Jonathan's body when he had children on Jonathan, there's a question I'm asking. Were they Jonathan's or Dio? Jonathan's, technically. It doesn't really make sense. I don't really get how, like, Giorno turned out to have yellow hair at all. Something with anatomy there that something weird there with anatomy, but they're mainly Jonathans. Let's see. They were good. Do you think anime only Johnny will be a bit stronger than the manga version? Maybe. JoJo has very faithful adaptations after part three. Like part three is a little wonky. Like they randomly have like Silver Chariot. I was saying, bro, I don't know about that whole damn cheetah thing. Giorno got blonde hair from his Stand Awakening. Maybe it's just more. I don't really know how he has blonde hair in the first place. He really shouldn't have Dio's DNA, but I don't really get that. Anyways, back to the thing. Anime Johnny, JoJo's very faithful with their adaptations. They don't really add extra feats that aren't in the original manga usually. So I doubt he'll do anything crazy. That's like, at best, we might get better statements. Like maybe he'll actually confirm speed increases. Like he'll be like, "Oh, my Act Two bullet is like incomparably faster than my Act One," or like something with Act. Like that would be great if he would say something like that. So there might be statements. I just don't think there will be feats. Thought Jotaro, yeah, but Sukuna versus Jotaro, I agree with my brother, and he turned Jotaro into sorcerer to make it fair. Said Sukuna would win because of range advantage, and Jotaro would lose to Domain eventually. Depends on, I mean, not really depends, I guess. Honestly, Jotaro would just like stop time in one shot, if you ask me. But if you start them like super far away, like if you put them at the maximum distance, like Sukuna like a whole like 150 meters away or something like that, then maybe it becomes more interesting because then Jotaro closing distance, it's not easy. Like Jotaro doesn't really have the travel speed to close distance that easily. Let's see. He got blonde hair due to his stand. I'm not saying that's like not why he didn't do it. I'm just did his stand just naturally do that, or was it related to Dio? If it's not related to Dio, then it actually makes sense. But if it is related, because I'm pretty sure Versus has blonde hair too, if I remember right. But wouldn't the infiltration bullet track his opponent even if they dodge or ran? Isn't Tusk independent of its own and moved and stopped time, so it would only stun Johnny. Well, Tusk can barely do any. It's not even like really independent, honestly. It does damn near nothing in time stop besides twitch its finger. Infiltration will track his opponent. It can still miss, and then Tusk will travel back through the ground to attack someone. But it's not like great. Because you can still just dodge that. Like, literally, if you just hop in the air, like, I'm not even kidding you. If you just hop in the air, and Gojo can float, by the way, or like levitate, damn near fly. He would just like easily just like float above the ground, and then Tusk wouldn't even be able to like home in on him. Let's see. Who's the weakest JoJo character you know in power scaling? Outside of the obvious, like, you know, like Holly and the Invisible Baby, like people like that. Go ahead and give me like anyone from parts 7, 8, and 9. Let's see. Thoughts on Musashi from Baki versus Demon Slayer verse? I don't know what Musashi's durability is. And I don't know what his speed is. I'm not gonna lie. But if his speed isn't great, then like Gyoko could like blitz and like one shot him via turning him into a fish. Do you find it a shame that they don't have more incredible power compared to the other parts? Yeah, I do. I wish I could put part 7 higher, but I really can't. Yeah, it would have been great, but I get why they're not as strong. You know, it's the theme of the other parts. Is Jotaro the strongest JoJo objectively? I mean, I would take Josuke, but I wouldn't call you crazy for saying Jotaro is the strongest. Because as I said, if it's within 2 meters, Jotaro is like dunking on Josuke for sure. But if it's outside of 2 meters, I just got Josuke like one-shotting with Gobion. Anime says Giorno's hair is yellow because of Dio's genes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but Giorno dyed it because he wanted to be rebellious. Oh my god, that'd be great. That'd be great. This reminds me of Yuta slander. Where like, yeah, Yuta just shouted domain expansion to to fit in with the other people, bro. He was really using simple domain. Yuta slander. Musashi scales to Yujiro like FTO. I mean, if you take the Zenitsu speedalized statement seriously, then honestly, it doesn't really fall apart too much. I could still see Demon Slayer taking that. But then, yeah, he'd be faster than Gyoko, and he could win. Katsura relies on Gyoko. Listen, because Gyoko's just the GOAT. What can I say? He's tough. Do you ever plan on making an edit of Wamu versus Akaza? Maybe. I don't really know. I've never thought of that one before, so maybe. Then why do all fans say that physically and even in terms of power, Johnny and the villain from Part 7 are stronger than the other parts? Because they don't actually read their own material and they just assume because it seems like it would be true. I don't know. They're like the type of people that would like they would look you in the face and say that like, oh, we're gonna take the fact that since like Kira is the main villain, we'll like assume that he's like still pretty fast and like physically strong. And they would say he's like faster and stronger than Akira purely because he's the main villain and Akira's a side villain. Like that's the type of people that like they would that's the type of shit they would argue. Um, Slide the continental calcs if you got them. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Let me slide this over. All right. Back to the comments. What did I miss? Wonder U versus Poochie, who wins? Poochie like instantly blitzes. He instantly blitzes, resets the universe, one shots post mortem, low diff. I got Poochie slamming. Have you ever thought that Giorno should be a vampire because he's blood related to Dio and Dio is a vampire? Uh, I can see the reasoning for that, but I'd honestly say that like, um, that's interesting, but I don't really think. I don't know actually. That's not really a bad point. I don't really know how that would work though. Ever thought that? My bad. Really the same thing. Kuro Arushi versus Kagoi. The Grasshopper Yuji fought versus Yorazu. Kuro Arushi slams for sure. Yorazu bug armor though. I don't really know. Yorazu scaling's weird, but Kuro Arushi for sure slam. Just curious, but are we gonna play the game? The reason I stopped playing the game is because I'm ending stream in like 20 minutes or so. So I'm just answering like last second questions and stuff. Let's see. Didn't Olivia shake the world by slamming a dude? What the hell? Give us your top 5 strongest JJK characters, including Modulo. I still got to think about Dabura scaling. I don't know about Dabura, but I would say, my top 5 would go number 1 Sukuna, number 2 Gojo, number 3 Kashimo, number 4 or 5 interchangeable Yuta or Hakuri. That'd be my top 5. Modulo Yuji's a bum, and then Dabura is like interesting. I could see the argument for Dabura being like way up there, but yeah, a lot of stuff. Doma versus Akaza. Uh, I don't know who would win in a fight, but I say Akaza is stronger. And my reasoning for that is because base Giyu beat Shinobu. Shinobu perception blitzed Doma. Akaza scales relative to a Mark Giyu and perception blitzed Mark Giyu with Afterglow. He would perception blitz Doma like terribly. And then on top of that, it's not in Akaza's narrative to overthrow Doma. Because of the fact that his whole narrative is to surpass Kokushibo, not Doma. So it's not even like weird. How is Gappy beating Jotaro when he can't aim? He can aim, stated at the end of part 8. He couldn't at first, but he could at the end. Gyro versus Josuke part 4. Depends on distance. I would, if you start far enough to where Gyro can build up speed with his horse, he'd probably like one shot. But I go Josuke more times than not. Do you have a favorite character theme in All-Star Battle R? Nah, not really. I turned the music off actually when I was playing earlier because it was just it's hard to think and answer questions when you have music and then the sound of like these characters groaning after getting hit in your ear at the loudest volume. Fleet Admiral Akainu versus Kaido. Ooh. Akainu versus Kaido. Give me Akainu. Probably. I'd probably go Akainu like Extreme Div. I don't know, Akainu, he's like the strongest marine in history, meaning he scales above like a Prime Garp. Prime Garp is like Rail to Roger, Roger Rail to Whitebeard, and Whitebeard is like considered like strong by Kaido, and it kind of just goes in a order like that. So, I didn't reply on your comment. Hold on, my fault. Pucci as per the official wiki for JoJo Araki, never states Pucci is the strongest in the verse, is the strongest up to that point. It's stated in the, up to that point, that's not what he said. He said blatantly, he literally just said the strongest villain in that statement. like straight up. So I don't really know which version you're talking about. What statement are you talking about? Like, what interview are we talking about? WTech on UG, that dude got no domain feats of module, and yet everyone, nah, for real. Cracking top 3, but UG isn't anywhere to be seen. Talk to me when UG has any form of feats. Kashimo, NBA, Blitzes, like basically anyone with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo and Sukuna. Is there any JoJo character that you think has the abilities to make them capable of defeating Pucci? Weather Report, if they're in a closed room that has no exit, literally what happened in canon, so like Weather Report could counter Pucci. Maybe something like Fugo. I mean, Fugo would get blitzed, but like if he somehow got the virus off first, it might be able to do something, but that would never happen. But Gear 5, Luffy or Jotaro. If you think if you think Luffy's organs are also rubber, which they should be, Jotaro can't win that. He literally has like no win con. He can't even like phase inside his body. He has literally no win con. Honestly, I understand it's a bit tough. Like 100 service still, I've been afraid to try and challenge him for second place. I just don't think he would have challenged him because he was just going for Kokoshibo. But if you want to say Doma's stronger because like the placement, I wouldn't call you crazy. I just don't think it's valid. I think that Doma doesn't have the feats to back it up. Like he gets like horribly blitzed by Shinobu, and then that same Shinobu is like below base Giyu, and then Akaza can like perception blitz Margi. Official wiki handlers, they translated for me saying there's nowhere Rocky Universe is the strongest in the verse. Just up to that point, so you got each of your points. Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm asking like, what are you talking about? A certain interview? Are you talking about the villain book? Are you talking about like, you're just saying in general? Like, feel free to talk to me on Discord about that, because that's a lot of stuff that you're not really clarifying on. Akaza beat Doma Extreme Diff. I'd probably say, I mean, honestly, by feats, he probably more like mid diff, but it's, if you want to say Doma wins because of narrative placement, it's whatever, but I just think that, like, it's a pretty simple chain, like Akaza over Giyu, over Shinobu, over Doma. Although, like, Doma beat Shinobu in a fight, of course, but... let's see. Do you think the Grateful Dead user and his brother could kill Diego? Yeah, for sure. Prosciutto has like amazing speed feats. Who's your favorite Joestar in order from 1 to 9? My favorite is Josuke from part 4. Like if I was just going up to down, I go Josuke part 4, Joseph, Jotaro. No, my bad. Jolene at 3rd, sorry. Jotaro 4th. And then probably Josuke 5th. Josuke from part 8 5th. And then Giorno. And then Johnny, Jonathan, and Jodio. Not really a fan of Jodio right now. Really don't care for Johnny. Even though Johnny is the best written Joestar, I just don't really like him that much. When did I start watching One Piece? I started watching One Piece in, if I remember right, I want to say mid 2024. If I remember right. But I don't believe him. Okay, so here's the thing. You keep saying that you got like these translations, right? But you're not telling me what you're translating. Like, you're basically just saying that these statements don't say he's the strongest in the verse. What statements are you talking about? That's the thing. Like, that's why I'm telling you, just message me on Discord. My Discord handle is like the same thing as my Discord, my YouTube username, just with like a lowercase d. Poca Loco versus Wonder Review. Poca Loco slams, trust. Give me a tutorial on how to successfully LARP JoJo. Pretty simple actually. So this is really simple. Like, very simply. Firstly, you have to spam the Johnny King Von meme in every TikTok comment section ever. That's step 1. Step 2, say GER beats anyone in fiction or anyone in JoJo. No questions asked. He's that strong. Step 3, you have to constantly say that part 3 is one of the best parts, even though its writing is low-key garbage. Step 4, always have Valentine and Johnny in the top 5 conversations. That's like the first 5 steps to it. It can go deeper than that if you want to be a true magnificent lord. I really wonder how you answer all these questions without having a headache. Fans have no mercy to... Yeah, that's why I did the stream in the first place. So I like getting asked questions and stuff. It's one of my favorite things about doing what I do. So this is probably like the one stream I'll do for a while. I'm probably going to end stream in like 15 minutes or so, like at 3:30. So also, do you think Kenjaku is top 5? Nah, he has like horrible physical stats. He has like good hacks, sure, but like horrible physical stats. I don't think he's top 5. Green Bull versus Big Mom. Green Bull do something that great. I'm pretty... actually, Green Bull might slam. Honestly, Green Bull had those pretty good arcs, if I remember them right. Mahito versus Killer Queen. Honestly, he could low-key just destroy his entire body in one touch, so that'd be interesting. That might actually win. Not really sure. That'll probably actually win. Tanjiro versus Jonathan. Tanjiro, no diff. Instantly blitzes in one-shots. Where do you scale the Admirals relative to Yonkos? I think Akainu is like... I think Akainu is probably above, like, every... Like, no joke, Akainu is probably above every Yonko on their own, honestly, probably. You know, you might get off-screen by Blackbeard, because that's, like, Blackbeard's specialty, but... can you answer my newest question? It's a short one. Hold on, my bad. Where was it? I don't see a question. Ask me the question again. Not my fault. I'd probably say that like besides Akainu though, like Kizaru. Well, he's not even though he's not. I'm more so speaking to the old admiral. I guess he wasn't even admiral. He's more like the fleet admiral if you still want to count him though. But then like Kizaru, Fujiwara. I think that was his name, Fujiwara. Yeah, dude, I'd probably say that Yonko's clear pretty easily. Not like easily, still be like mid to high diff fights, but how do you believe GR is below cars according to your top 15 strongest? I believe GR can like revert him. Like he does have the speed to revert him, but he would just get outlasted, run out of stamina, probably be unable to really do anything after a while. He'd just get outlasted and like die of old age if you want to take that route. Because he's not doing anything to cars that's significant. Like he's not killing him. He's not doing like crazy damage to him. He can't like take him out for good. And then like Return to Zero would work, but it's an interesting matchup. I don't see Kashimo top 5. I'm sorry. Why though? What's the reason for that? Tanjiro versus Johnny. Tanjiro blitzes like horribly. What is the most forgotten stand in JoJo? The most forgotten stand in JoJo. That's got to be like most forgotten stand in JoJo. Interesting. Outside of manga stuff, like if we're just doing anime only, because the manga, it's not even surprising that stuff's forgotten because not a lot of people like read the manga compared to the anime. So I would say the most forgotten stand is probably like honestly, I don't really know. It's a hard one. I'm thinking about it more and more. Maybe you want to go part 5 stands, like that one dude. What's the name? Zucchero stand. That stand that could like that was low key crazy fast. Low key was like blitzing characters. Low key like blitz Giorno. He's going crazy. Or Kraftwerk. Kraftwerk. That stand was busted. Kraftwerk is like unarguably probably like has like top 20 arguments. That stand was like goated. Hakuri versus Kenjaku. Hakuri like violates terribly. Yukiko versus Nobara. Oh, Yukiko versus Nobara. Yukiko versus Nobara. Yukiko blitzes probably. Maybe. I mean, Echo's Act 2 like blitzed Koichi, so it's at least like subsonic. And yeah, Yukiko should blitz. Kenjaku has the strongest grip strength in the entire series. Good for him. Props to Kenjaku. That is the top 1 argument right there, man. Top 1 grip strength. That's the top one argument right there. Let me tell you, this is the equivalent of Stroheim having better grip strength than like cars. And I'm pretty sure it was also like, yeah, JoJo said it without cursing. Like, bro, please. Jogo versus Urame. Jogo versus Urame. Urame slams for sure. She's like relative to Hakuri. Johnny wipes Tanjiro, but I could see a slight argument. Tanjiro's like massively hypersonic on his lowest scales. Johnny's like transonic. He would get blitzed horribly. Gege actually stated Gato does, but Gato feats can be attributed to Kenjaku. Jogo blitzes. Reze versus Kira. Kind of like a range diff. I don't really know. Like if she gets close enough, Kira just blitzes in one shots, but otherwise she could low-key just like range diff him because she has way better range if I'm not mistaken. Do you consider the Justice stand consistent feat or an outlier? It's a fine feat. I just don't know what the feat exactly is. Like he absorbed like a town of like a stand, I guess, but that's about it. I mean, if you want to scale that to like town level, you can. I wouldn't say it's necessarily inconsistent. He just never does the move again. Star Platinum is the most forgotten stand. Milbro, man, I did forget that one. Yuta versus Tanjiro. Give me Tanjiro. Tanjiro, we're talking massively hypersonic on the low ends. Yuta caps out at a cool, smooth Mach 3 at his highest. Unless you have an argument to prove otherwise that he's above Mach 3. If you were in a room with Chocolata and a GER fan and you had one bullet. Listen, GER. Now, if it's you know what? I mean, you kind of got to go Chocolata. Chocolata is worse than Dio or Diavolo, by the way. That's the subject for another time. Do you consider Dio the strongest stand user? Can you find someone stronger if it was no stand? Oh, yeah, stand user, like just the user, then yeah, because like Dio has like great speed, great like power. Like I don't think his like physical attacks, like he was able to react to Emerald Splash, deflect it with like a finger. So yeah, he would definitely is like a stand user versus stand user fight. Yeah, he would definitely slam. Yuta versus Kashimo. Who has the most win cons? Win con amount is interesting, but I don't really see why Kashima wouldn't just like immediately blitz or like horribly outpace and like decimate in one shot with discharge. So yeah, I would take Kashima like low div. Why do you scale Hakuri so high compared to the other high tiers? I would say better feats, or more so just like the fact that he should be like above Yuta in stats. Like Jackpot Hakuri should be above Yuta in stats, given the fact that they're stated like relative. So realistic win con, yeah, it's yeah. So then I would say Hakuri just is like above Yuta in stats, and then Yuta has like better feats than like other people are. That makes him physically strongest outside of Maki and Toji. Kenjaku destroyed majority of Kyoto by himself. Your Kenjaku Darcy when he wins every fight outside of getting jumped. Could you please inform me of any Kenjaku speed feats worth a damn or anything for Kenjaku besides grip strength without cursed energy, a crime without reinforcement or anything like that? He's supposedly stronger. Oh my god, it hurts. It hurts. Kashimo breaks his kneecaps with his rod. Facts. Who is more evil, Diavolo or Dio? Dio by a long shot, but Diavolo was like crazy thing about Diavolo is like I don't know, he's for sure evil, don't get me wrong, like most definitely evil, but Dio was like way worse. Like Dio earned his title of like the most evil when he did that one scene with the one like mom and he like made the mom eat her daughter. Like, yeah, you got it, bro. Dio versus All for One, Dio like stops time in one shots. Do you hate Jotaro or not? No, I don't. He's my fourth favorite Joestar, and he's like in my top like 15 favorite characters. More like top like, yeah, maybe a little just outside the top 10. But yeah, I really like Jotaro. Isn't Hakuri just a punch and kick merchant? I mean, sure, but the immortality and the stat gap is a huge factor. Yuta loses a 1v1. Kenjaku's domain is an open domain, which destroys Yuta. Yuta needed Takaban Toto to beat him. If, let's see, if Musashi replaced Maki in the Zenin clan. I mean, if Musashi is really faster than Light, like I'm hearing from some people, then he would most definitely blitz like the entire Zenin clan. Aerosmith versus Pet Shop. Aerosmith versus Pet Shop. Aerosmith versus Pet Shop. I'd probably go with No, my bad. Damn. It's a hard one. Probably Aerosmith. I feel like Aerosmith would get the advantage and just like beam down Pet Shop before you could like create a icicle. Do you consider Sukuna hacks he moves on or Sukuna stat stomping? Yeah, he absolutely stat stomps. Like he just blitz in one shot horribly. And like even just a small cut from Muzan would like destroy Sukuna on like a cellular level. Kenjaku dodged piercing blood 2 times point blank while fighting Yuki. I guess. I just don't really see what that really does to like scale, like upscale him like crazy, like to comparable to like anyone else. Because Yuki sucks. Like Yuki's like fodder. Jotaro versus Deku. Jotaro's only win con is crushing like Deku's organs from the is like damn, I'm blanking. Oh yeah, his only win con is crushing his organs. That's it from like the inside, but he can't win otherwise. Let's see. Do you consider Dio a fraud or more of a time stop merchant? And do you hate Dio in general? No, I think Dio's underrated in like so many aspects. Like Dio has like way underrated battle IQ. He has way underrated writing. He's like awesome, man. And he's probably my fourth favorite villain. I think. Wait. No, fifth. Fifth? Yeah, fifth. Sorry, fifth favorite villain behind Valentine. Fifth favorite villain. He's awesome. And he's not a time stop merchant either. It's just like he prefers to use time stop a lot of the time, but he could like dust people without time stop if he really needed to. Josuke Part 4 versus Yuta. Probably depends on the starting distance, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Yuta doesn't really have the AP to hurt Josuke like that. Then again, JoJo characters have really awkward piercing durability, so that sword would be interesting. Then again, he would have to get close to even use a sword, and I don't really know how Jacob's ladder would work there, so that's all weird. Piercing blood loses speed with distance. Yeah, that's absolutely true too. Whole horse plus Hangman versus Prosciutto plus Pesci. Prosciutto, like low key Prosciutto and Pesci would both just like blitz both of them, or at least the base one, and then Prosciutto should be able to probably hit down Hangman, or at the very least, when he leaves the light, he would be aged slowly. But I don't know. Hangman's weird. 2 meters away versus Fiction. Jotaro at 2 meters away. I don't know. He beats like everyone, with like the sole exception of Enrico Pucci, of course. Let's see, Weather Report versus Stardust Crusaders. Weather Report is getting dogged on by he's getting dogged on by Jotaro, Avdol, Polnareff. Polnareff might be debatable. Polnareff's like weird. Because his range like sucks, but the other two have great range. Kakyoin, if you want to scale Kakyoin to being able to react to the world at its slowest and say that's like MFTL, Kakyoin could win. Out of curiosity, do you think GR is limited? What do you mean by limited? Do you mean limited like a time limit? Like it only lasts for a certain amount of time? Kind of like how the games portray it, where like you can use GR for like a short amount of time and then it disappears. If that's what you mean. My third favorite character in fiction, that would be Pucci. Yeah, like he doesn't keep it forever. He probably does keep it, and that's just because we see Silver Chariot Requiem when it's fully realized. It's like infinite, even when it loses contact with the Requiem arrow. But at the end of part 5, they did kind of imply that like he doesn't have it because it fell out of him. But then again, you could, because it was really weird. Because Trish was like, that arrow will never like break apart. Like the arrow will never like go away from Giorno. It's like his forever. And then like at the end of the part, he loses the arrow, which is really weird. So I don't know if Araki was trying to imply that he lost GR or if it was just like a symbolism thing. So he should have it forever, but it might have been implied by Araki that he doesn't. Do you consider scaling Freerin? I haven't seen Freerin, unfortunately. Do you think left turn check, which basically moves minus scratches to the heart, could be a win con? Yeah, it's a win con, but he can't scratch people in JoJo. Like, he has that garbage of power. He can't even scratch people, so. Um, JoJo 2 Sims, everyone but Poochie and Psyche. Bro, get Psyche out of here. Who invited him? Who invited this man? Where do you scale JJK's AP and speed, and does Poochie manage dog the verse? Without the need to accelerate? He would have to accelerate to close distances, but, like, I don't know, Made in Heaven without his like time acceleration, like you could scale him to like being able, honestly, where would Made in Heaven without time acceleration even scale? I mean, I guess you could just say he's relative. He should be like where Whitesnake and like Seamoon are, with like without time acceleration, so very interesting. Um oh yeah, and in terms of JJK's AP and speed, I got like multi-city block and like supersonic. Silver Chariot, Armor Off, plus Anubis, first Enraged Josuke. Give me Josuke. Very close, though. Maybe. If you... Because, like, the thing is... Yeah, I'd take Josuke, actually, because Jotaro at the end of Part 3 is, like, borderline a blitz above his Anubis fight, so... Because Dio, like, horribly outpaces him, like, really bad at the start of the fight until, like, the Rage Amp slowly, like, lets him get closer and closer to Dio. So... Josuke is comparable to like a Part 4 Jotaro, who's like above Part 3 Jotaro, so he should be able to quickly overwhelm Anubis before he catches up to him. Who's better written, Valentine or Poochie? Give me Poochie, like high to extreme diff, very close. AOT could beat most of JoJo minus Toru or Giorno. That's a hot take of Doom. Wow, that's a hot take. Let me tell you. Aaron without paths beats loads of it. That's a take. I'll tell you, that is a take, indeed. That is a take. 2023 dogs versus 2026. It is crazy that I haven't streamed in 2 years. I'll tell you that. Who are your top 3 JoJos in terms of battle IQ? Alright, so number 1, give me Jotaro. Number 2, give me... Number 2, this might be like a hot take, probably. Number 2, give me Giorno. Giorno's battle IQ mad underrated. I go Giorno number 2 in battle IQ, and then number 3 I'd probably go. Oh, Joseph! I forgot Joseph existed. My fault. Joseph number. Ooh, Joseph or Jotaro? Who to pick? Joseph or Jotaro? Who to pick? Wow. I'd probably give Joseph number 1 just because I can't put him at 2. I will go Joseph number 1, Jotaro number 2, Giorno number 3. Bumlander versus the anti-suit. Isn't like, I'm pretty sure Homelander has a statement of being able to like survive a nuke if they dropped one on him, so he low-key gaps in terms of like his like durability scaling, and then I don't really know where he scales in speed. He might low-key blitz. I'm not really sure where he scales in speed though. Kenjaku survived, cool, which was going to destroy the entire solar system. He's grading the account a little bit, but he's please, bro, please, bro. We are not arguing that. We are not arguing that. Would you say Poochie was right? No, but it wasn't like his goal was basically just to prevent anyone from like suffering the same fate that he, his sister, and Weather did. Pretty much allowing people to be like resolute with their futures regardless of the outcome and be able to prepare for what fate had in store. Which isn't that bad, but to me, the whole like theme of JoJo is like a celebration of humanity, and to take away like the certain value of not knowing the peaks and falls of like human life is like against what JoJo stands for. So I do believe he was wrong, and I don't blame them for like trying to stop him. I thought Poochie would. Oh wait, you're talking about, you just said JoJo, so I thought you meant JoJo's. If you were talking like including villains, like I thought you meant just Joestars. If you were talking including villains, then I would change that up, and I would go Poochie number 1, probably Valentine number 2, and then Joseph number 3. Let's see. What character do you hate the most from any part? You hate Rohan? Really? Rohan's the GOAT, man. What character do I hate the most? Cars. I despise Cars, hate Cars with a burning passion. If I could pick one villain to erase from the world, Cars. If I could genuinely change one thing, Cars. Dude is such a bum. Ooh, I hate Cars. Journal is crazy, so it's a good pick. Every right decision was the right decision. Every bad decision was the right decision. Yeah. Poochie's battle IQ is tied with Jorno's. No, I thought he meant Joestars. I thought he meant just Joestars. I didn't know he meant like everyone, so. In terms of everyone, like if I was counting everyone, I would go like Poochie 1, Valentine 2, and then Jotaro, Joseph 3. Damn. Crazy how Wamu beats Whitesnake Poochie. Yeah, he just has way better speed feats and like speed arguments. He'd low-key just like blitz and then like absorb them. Cars is that bad. Cars is the worst written villain. Cars is absolute fodder until Ultimate Life Form. Cars had to sneak Lisa. Cars had to trap Joseph. Cars fight an exhausted Joseph and still got low diffed. For me, like Joseph was nearly out of Hamon and his Hamon was weak from his fight with Wamu and he still somehow got low diffed. Like AC Daisy slams base cars, bro. Best villain is Kira. To me, the best villain writing wise is like Poochie or Valentine. Kira's tough though. He's my third favorite. Let's see. Shigechi versus Johnny. I give that to Johnny. I think Tori was a top 5 villain writing wise. That's a hot take. That's definitely a very hot take. I disagree for now, but I do believe he's better than Cars and he's underrated. Can you technically argue that him losing was plot armor? Not really. I mean, Joseph just literally outsmarted his plan, and then they had a clash of pure power, like Car's Bone Blade versus Joseph's weak and exhausted Hamon, and Cars lost. Cars is a genuine bow. Cars was just messing around too much. I mean, maybe, like, when they had a direct clash of power, yeah, Cars just got, like, bulldozed. It was hilarious. Anyone, let's see, personally is set up to... What? Oh, Fury. You mean like Tyson Fury? Are you talking about like Tyson Fury? I did not see that. I forgot that was happening today. I actually think it was happening today. Goku Black versus Poochie. I plead the fifth. I need more consideration when it comes to Poochie versus Goku talks. Do you think Diego was killed because of Lucy's effect? I read the colored version and I saw the light barrier before Diego was killed. That was just just a normal effect. That wasn't Love Train. No, he got killed because Valentine like literally like pulled him like under the train and then disappeared. Meanwhile, Diego just got like ran over by the train. So, favorite game of all time. My favorite game of all time is my favorite single game. Is probably Ghost of Tsushima. I love that game. But my favorite game series, and it's not close. It's like my number 2, Infamous. Infamous 1, Infamous 2, Infamous Second Son. I don't care. They're all great. But Infamous 1 and 2, generational games. Those games forever in my heart. Goated. How do you feel about the whole SBR situation? I'm like neutral about it. I didn't really mind what they picked. I am a little upset that we have to wait until September to get the next episode, but it's whatever. I'm more neutral on it because the only thing still ball run, like I can use clips for editing, that's cool. But I mainly want it for dub line so I can start doing more things. Infamous is my favorite game of all time. Hell yeah, W-Mans, bro. You get it. This guy understands. Let me tell you, Infamous, so tough. Where do you scale Luffy and what gear would he need to solo JJK? Probably like base form. Like base form Luffy has like faster than light arguments. Like he'd low-key just like blitz anyone in Jujutsu Kaisen in like one shot, because I'm pretty sure Luffy has like multi-continental arguments too. He's like continental, multi-continental. There's like star level arguments too. John Jones versus Mikey from Tokyo. Mikey unironically would slam John Jones, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure like Mikey had he like took down like multiple martial artists when he was a kid or something like that, like professional martial artists, and like he has like stupid feats because it's an anime. They just have stupid feats.